All right, Carter, thank you. Stay safe in Boca. College football on CBS Sports Network presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. We've got the Minnesota Golden Gophers out of the Big Ten and the defending Mountain West champs, Fresno State, in a great atmosphere here in the Central Valley of California. Toe meets leather. This game is underway. Rodney Smith lets it go through the end zone. And here we go. Bring on the cow. Our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. The Gophers winners barely last week over South Dakota State. Tanner Morgan is their quarterback. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. Aaron, go to work on Tanner Morgan.
Well, he's accurate. You see it right there with the numbers. 13 of 18, 176, a touchdown. Interception, he said it. He told his coaching staff last week, I thought it was there. I tried to force it around the safety. Needs to make better decisions tonight. But continue to be accurate. That's going to be the key. Be accurate. Take what this defense gives you.
From the 25, Morgan just a sophomore. This was the youngest team in the country last year in Minnesota, and they finished at 7-6, went to a bowl game and won it. Morgan will pull it, keep it, and get to the 30. And this is a Big Ten team. Make no mistake. Their offensive line is huge. Daniel Fa'alele goes at 400 pounds, 6'9".
Oh, it's incredible. The average size of the offense line, 6'6", 340 pounds. That's a lot of meat up there. That's a bunch of guys that can move you off the line of scrimmage. They need to dominate the run game.
Morgan is 5-2 as a starter at Minnesota. Rodney Smith, such a terrific career as a Gopher. And he's got a first down. Defensively, keep your eyes on KT Jacopo.
Jacopo, I love Jacopo. You watched him the second half of last week. First half was a little bit slow for the defense. They had to get going speed-wise, but his first step off the ball, he anticipates tremendously. Watch him again in the backfield.
This was one of the best defenses in the country last year. They're missing Jeff Allison, who was the Mountain West Player of the Year. Their middle linebacker graduated. Morgan keeps, flares it out, caught there by Jake Paulson, the tight end, and Paulson is captured and dropped by Waylon Free, the free safety.
Nice, easy pass right there. That's what we're going to see from this offense throughout the night tonight. Not a lot of go balls, post routes. Yes, you'll see that every now and then because this defense does play cover 4, which gives you the opportunity, but they want to dink and duck, shorten this game up with lots of easy completions.
Jeff Tedford and Fresno State played a whale of a game in the LA Coliseum last weekend and came up just short against USC. On 2nd down and 8, Morgan with time, throwing, and again, Paulson is there. And the big fella, the sophomore out of Louisville, rolls over with the catch, another first down.
It's one of the things I love from Tanner watching film. You see it right there, the ability to get outside the pocket, but keep your head up. So many times we see quarterbacks who haven't played a lot of football, they get outside the pocket, their eyes drop to run. Great job right there.
Known as a playmaker with good feet. And not a big arm. Right now at the 44-yard line of Fresno State. First possession, glad you're with us. We're in Fresno. This stadium holds about 40,000. They expect over 35,000 for a Big Ten Mountain West matchup. Rodney Smith bounces off a tackle, spun around at the 38. Kevin Atkins made the stop for Fresno State. It's a gain of 7.
See Jacopo right there. Great job getting in the backfield. We talk about his first step from the defensive line. Now you got to make the tackle. You did the hard part, got around one of those 300-pounders at the right guard position. Make the tackle, but great job by Rodney Smith. More of the elusive back. Ibrahim, more of the power downhill running back for this offense.
Smith 7th on the career rush list for the Gophers. And that's the fear for Fresno State, that big offensive line will get a push like that. And again, but this time, stopped at the line of scrimmage is Smith. Justin Rice and Kevin Atkins on the stop.
Minnesota definitely watched USC from last week when they went up against this Fresno State defense, because offensively, schematically, very different from what we saw in week 1. They're spreading the defense out. going to try to play in space, obviously continue to try to run the football, but USC had great success early on in the football game from sideline to sideline.
And here comes the crowd. They are right on top of the field here and notoriously boisterous.
I want to be surprised with a run here. 4-down territory possibly.
Ibrahim in, and he gets the ball, and he's got the first down. Mohamed Ibrahim is a real nice compliment to Rodney Smith.
Great job. If you're going to play too high, you're inviting the run. Kind of 2-down territory right there, the edge of field goal, so a run is not a bad idea. And like I said, if you're going to play it too high at cover 4 quarters or cover 2, you're not going to have enough guys in the box. And then you put in 5 300-pound offensive linemen, you should be able to get 3 or 4 yards.
PJ Fleck told us this week the practice topic was clean things up from last week's win. And so far, Minnesota looks clean. Morgan in stride, caught at the 15. Rashad Bateman, who had the big day against South Dakota State, his first catch.
Yeah, it's one of those run-pass options. He knows that the linebackers and safeties are down right there. Gives a quick play action, get them to bite up a little bit, and an accurate throw right over top.
Into the Verizon red zone now is Minnesota. You can see last week against South Dakota State, 2 trips, 2 touchdowns. Red zone tonight brought to you by Verizon. Golden Gophers on the move. Rodney Smith right side. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and he'll get a yard. 3rd year for PJ Fleck, just 38. Last year, a really strong finish to the year to get to the Quick Lane Bowl where they beat Georgia Tech and finished at 7-6.
And he is a winner right now at the quarterback position as we talk about finishing last season off. Rich, Tanner Morgan 5-2 as a starter. Maybe not the big rocket arm, but he wins football games. He finds ways to win. With a young football team that they have, that's the most important thing.
Offensively was not a thing of beauty last week. Just 308 total yards against South Dakota State. Little inside toss there. That's Tyler Johnson. And Fresno State was all over it. Aaron Mosby from his linebacker spot made the stop.
Great job by Mosby right here. Everything's going to the left. Action with the quarterback and running back. He stays home. He did his homework, and great job creating a 3rd and 10 situation right now.
First drive of the game. Golden Gophers at the Fresno State 15.
And for Tanner right here in the back of his mind, make sure he takes a completion. Make sure you finish this drive with points on the board.
That's Rodney Smith split out to the top of your screen. Empty from Morgan on 3rd down. Time, little pass. That's Bateman, and he tumbles in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Impressive opening drive. 75 yards.
Love you see everyone clear on the left side, and you just got a little shallow route by Rashad Bateman. Had a touchdown in last week's opener. Great job catching it, and the most important thing, when you catch the ball in any kind of shallow routes, it's put your foot in the ground and get north. Right now did a tremendous job doing that. The accuracy on the pass allowed him as well to get north, get vertical for the touchdown.
Well, PJ Fleck said this week we want to clean things up. And boy, did they ever. They opened this ball game with a 75-yard drive and a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a picture-perfect drive right there. They did a tremendous job dinking and dunking, and then find Bateman for the touchdown, going up 7-0.
"75 yards, first touch for PJ Fleck and the Golden Gophers." Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. This is a sneaky good game here. You've got an improving Big Ten program in Minnesota and the defending Mountain West champs in Fresno State.
It's going to be a tremendous game. I want to see the players make the improvements from week 1 to week 2. That's when we see the biggest difference. Clean up the penalties and clean up the turnovers.
All right, let's do some keys to the game. Get us set and brought to you by Hormel.
Well, you saw the first drive dominate the line of scrimmage. Big offensive lineman. They do a great job. And then contain Jorge Reyna on the other side of the football. And then for Fresno, protect the football. Too many turnovers last week, and then force 3rd and longs. Make Tanner Morgan uncomfortable in the pocket.
All right, the score from the previous game is a final now. UCF rolls 48-14 is the final. They have called that game in Boca Raton. Now, Fresno State will get their first touch. And that is Darion Grimm, who returns it out to the 21. And of course, the cow arrives with our Chick-fil-A starting lineups. Reyna did some things really well against USC. Accuracy was not one of those.
Sometimes for quarterbacks, it could be a lack of focus at times. Sometimes you see a guy in the flat, he's so wide open, your feet are off, you don't concentrate. For him, I think that's the key. The coaching staff is looking for improve your accuracy, and that starts with your feet, and it starts with concentration on every single play.
Reyna, quick throw, sideline, that's Grimm, and he's across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Fresno State offense is multiple, varied, creative, but when you come down to it, the guy in the middle of the offensive line have to play well. Matt Smith is their center.
Matt Smith, 5'11", 280 pounds. That is small for any league, but he makes up for it with toughness, with his ability to recognize defenses. You see him declaring the mic right there. Great job and a great leader.
462 yards against USC in Los Angeles last week. Ronnie Rivers avoids a tackle, and Rivers gets out to the 35-yard line. All right, the Gopher defense, Antoine Winfield Jr. is all over the place.
If you turn on the film and watch any football game when he's healthy and he's on that football field, he is everywhere the football is. He's blitzing, a screen pass, deep balls, whatever it is, he finds a way to gain the screen.
Second down, 7. Rivers on an inside handoff, has a hole and a seam and another first down. A late flag comes down at the 40-yard line. Corey Durr, one of the corners from Minnesota, made the stop.
Holding. Offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
Reggie Smith, our referee. This is a Big 12 officiating crew here in the Mountain West for a Big 10 Mountain West matchup. And that erases a nice gain. He's going to bring it back right around the 30-yard line. Reyna is a senior. He watched Marcus McMarion, who was fabulous the last 2 years, take this team to unprecedented heights last year. Fresno State won 12 games, the most in their program's history. And they've had some great teams here and some great history. Second and 12, Reyna has time, fires it, sideline, open, Grimm, right at midfield, steps out of bounds, and a first down on a 20-yard pickup.
Cover 2 right here. He knew it from the start. All you got to do is look down the corner. You see his eyes go to the flat, the corner bites, and that's what he has a strong arm. He can make all the throws you want. If he's accurate, he could be very dangerous.
How much do you think he learned from last week in USC?
Oh, a ton. You learn a lot from your first week playing football, especially when you play a team like USC.
Rivers cuts back. Gophers get him, and a flag behind the play. Kamal Martin, who did not play for Minnesota last week, coach's decision, is in there this week, and he made the stop.
Looks like Muti again, possibly on the hold right here.
Minnesota is one of the least penalized teams in college football.
Personal foul. Tripping the ball carrier. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of a hole right there, but you can't go out there and trip him.
How disciplined are these Gophers? Look at this last season, just 51 penalties.
Penalties per game, 3 1/4. You're going to win a lot of football games if you don't turn it over and you don't shoot yourself in the foot with penalties.
But the trip moves the football to the 34-yard line of Minnesota. Opening drive for Fresno State. Rivers stopped, walled up, and Thomas Barber wrestles him down at the 35-yard line. Brent Stover in New York, what's up? Thank you, Brent. We'll see you at halftime here. Minnesota went 75 yards first touch. Fresno State marching with a second down and 9. Play action for Reyna. Has time, fires it in and out of the hands of his big tight end, Jared Rice.
I like Jared Rice. They want to get him more involved in this football. You see the heater right there, just out of the reach of Jared Rice, which is tough to do. Only 3 receptions, 11 yards last week for the tight end. Big emphasis this week. What ways can we get him matched up with linebackers, with safeties? He's kind of your Travis Kelce, Trey Burton type receiver / tight end. That, yeah, you love those matchups because they're bigger and faster than most of the linebackers they'll go against.
They're down in 9. They tried to get the ball to Rice last week. They missed on a couple of opportunities where he was open. Blitz comes, Reyna with time, deep left side, and it's overthrown and incomplete. And it was intended for Jamal Glaspie.
Great coverage on the outside right there. Put it in a good spot. You kind of want to keep that ball on the red line, we say as a quarterback. It's about 5 yards away from out of bounds. You keep it there. You allow your running back or receiver to kind of lean into it and try to catch the ball.
Well, this guy, in his first night as a college kicker, was terrific last week in the LA Coliseum. He hit from 46.
First time out of the game.
And he's going to try one from 50 when we return to Fresno. Jeff Tedford has won everywhere he's been. The winningest coach in Cal history. He was there for 11 years. Miracle worker here. Inherited a 1-11 team. And he's gone 14-2 in the Mountain West. 22-7 overall. There's his kicker, Cesar Silva. They weren't sure how he'd react. You know, you go to USC, you play in front of the Coliseum, prime time, national TV. 3 of 3. Hit from 46 and 45. This is 50 yards.
A little windy as well. We talked about it in the open. On the field for warm-ups, you could definitely feel it in this ball. If it gets up in the air, it can move a little bit, but he has the leg and he has the confidence after last week's game.
There you see the numbers from Jeff Tedford. Now, he's won the West Division of the Mountain West 2 years in a row. Both years he's been here. He lost to Boise State in the Mountain West Championship game in year 1. Beat Boise State on the blue turf in the snow last year, and that's no easy thing to do. And then beat Arizona State in the Las Vegas Bowl.
You know what's amazing to me? The fact that the coaches poll or whatever it was in the Mountain West voted them as the #1 team, even after all the guys they lost, their quarterback, their star receiver, their star guy on defense, they're still predicted to win their side of the Mountain West. It proves to you how good of a coach he is and how much respect he has within the conference.
And a lot of respect from PJ Fleck today, or this week, talking about tonight's game and facing a guy like Tedford. Minnesota and Fresno State met last year, of course, in Minneapolis. Minnesota won that game. That was a tight one.
That's a good sign right there. When you kick a hole through the net, that means you're bringing some power with that leg right there. He's going to need a lot of power for this 50-yarder to put some points on the board for his team.
This has been a long time out. And Silva out of Milpitas, California, San Mateo Junior College, from 50. Nobody deep for Minnesota, and he hooked it. PJ Fleck running down the sideline. And so Minnesota holds, gets the football back. Underway in the Central Valley of California. Minnesota 7, Fresno State nothing. Boy, we hit the ground running here in Fresno, didn't we? Haven't had a chance to say hi to John Schriffen. John?
Rich, what's going on, man? You guys have talked about Jeff Tedford and his impressive coaching resume, but maybe his most stunning accomplishment is the job he's done here at Fresno State. When he came here in November of 2016, he inherited a team that went 1-11. Take a look at the next 2 seasons, 10-4, 12-2. He's the first FBF team with consecutive 10-win seasons after a double-digit losing season. That's impressive.
Thank you, John. Yeah, impressive indeed. Fresno State's a good ball club, good football program right now. Minnesota, 75 yards on their first touch. Second possession, Morgan rolling. He fires it out of bounds right in front of the Gopher bench. And it will be 2nd down and 10. Zach Enigstad was supposed to be the starting quarterback. In fact, last year he got injured. Morgan stepped in. Enigstad hurt his foot in camp and is out indefinitely. And so Morgan,
the quarterback was legally grounding the ball. It's 2nd down.
Thank you for that clarification. Morgan stepped in again this year, won his opener. Now 5-2 as a starter for PJ Fleck.
And I think the coaching staff wants to see him be an athlete at times. He's a smart football player. He knows where to go, but it's not always pretty back there in the pocket. They want to see him continue to create with his legs and his arm.
2nd down 10. Play action. Another throw over the middle. This one on the mark. Tyler Johnson still on his feet to the 35 and out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
And this is just a play action pass right here. Not an RPO, none of that. Play action, get the linebackers and safeties to suck up. And that's one great way right there to get Tyler Johnson involved in this football game. Put him in the slot, match him up with a safety, match him up with a linebacker, because he is dangerous when he gets one-on-one in the open field.
One of the best weapons in the Big Ten. First team Big Ten last year. 7th in career yards, 8th in career receptions at Minnesota. There's your RPO, and the ball's on the turf. Fresno State says they have it, and they do.
We talk about this offense not turning the ball over, but that's just a great job defensively, punching it out. Number 29, Justin Rice. That's one way right there to get the ball back for your football team, get some momentum on your side. See if you can tie it up right now with a great drive.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. By the Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year. And by DiGiorno. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
A lot of NFL talent has come through this city. Fresno, California, Fresno State, and Minnesota. The turnover by the Golden Gophers. Mohamed Ibrahim with the fumble. Waylon Free recovered it. And now the Bulldogs have it at their own 26-yard line. They missed a 50-yard field goal last possession, and Rivers bounces outside. Ronnie Rivers out at the 46.
Well, it's a
20-yard carry.
By Juan Rodriguez, the tight end. You see him lock the block right there, and then, hey, I'm going to give you a little jukey juke in the open field. Great job by Ronnie Rivers right there. Not so fast. Great run to get this drive going.
Rivers, the junior out of Brentwood, California, the MVP of the Las Vegas Bowl last year. He had 286 all-purpose yards in the win over Arizona State, and he has another seam, and he busts through to the next level and inside Minnesota territory to the 48.
Once again, number 80, Rodriguez, the tight end, more of the blocking tight end, does a great job on the defensive end, logging him inside, allowing Rivers to get out for close to a 1st down.
Rivers again, and this time he's run down from behind. Nice play in pursuit.
Well, you look at Rivers from last week, 3.8 yards per carry for Southern Cal. He needs to get more to that 5.2 average right there, and he can do it all. He really can. You look at the amount of catches he had last year in the 20s. This is the time for him to make that catch and get the first down.
You saw Ibrahim on the sideline talking ball security. 3rd down and 2. That's Josh Hokett, spins away, flags are down behind the play. Hokett's got the first down. He's inside the 35.
Holding. Offense, number 15. Yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
That's Cam Sutton.
Cam Sutton, you're gonna see right there. You can't do that. Anytime you get high on a defender like that, it's easy for the referees to see the tug of the jersey. That's an easy call right there, and it's unfortunate. You didn't need to do it. You got your big running back, Hokett, back there. Would have easily got the first down without the hold.
So from 3rd down and 2 now to 3rd down and 12. PJ Fleck looking for another stop. Ball at the 43. Fresno State. They've got to get to the Minnesota 45. Reyna stepping in the pocket, going deep. Zane Pope, and it's over his head and incomplete. And good coverage there by the Minnesota secondary. And there's Antoine Winfield Jr., the sophomore, the leader of this defense.
I don't mind the shot right there. You're making this defense think. We saw earlier the go ball on the outside where we shot it in the cover 2. Once again, another cover 2 in that situation. You're going to try to hit the middle of the field. Another soft spot within that coverage. Just a little bit overthrown and great coverage on the backside.
Blake Cusick is a terrific punter for Fresno State. Demetrius Douglas is deep. And a fair catch called for and made inside the 10, right around the 7-yard line. Minnesota has the only score early on here in Fresno. You're watching Mountain West football on CBS Sports Network in Fresno tonight. Big Ten Mountain West. You can join our Tops crew bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern. They get you ready for the first week of the National Football League. Don't miss the unmatched analysis, bold predictions, that other pregame show right here on CBS Sports Network. Aaron Murray, we talked about the size of Minnesota's offensive line.
It's incredible how big those guys are up front. But for Fresno State, they're not scared. They're going to use speed. They're smaller, but they're quicker. It's the only way you're going to win. You got to find a way to get skinny in between the guard and tackle and guard and center.
Well, Tanner Morgan has been good so far tonight. This is Rodney Smith around the left side, and he's going to get about 5 yards. Justin Rice, who is the brother of the Bulldog tight end Jared Rice, made the stop.
And he had a great game last week. Justin Rice, 10 tackles, a key red zone interception, and then 1 sack as well. And he's had quite a journey. Started off at running back, moved to safety, and then to linebacker. So the coaches feel like he knows everything out there. He knows offensive schemes, and he knows the entire defense.
That was a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Again, Smith, and he surges forward. He looks like he's got the first down, 6 yards on the carry. 92 yards on 21 carries last week.
And no more is the shiftier of the two backs, the guy that's going to make you miss, but he's kind of taken a little bit from Ibrahim, and they've kind of exchanged of, hey, you're the bigger back, I'm the shiftier one, but hey, I'm going to learn a little something. And you saw right there, Rodney Smith want to get his nose a little dirty, get the nitty-gritty yards for the first down.
Minnesota scored on the opening drive, went 75 yards. A fumble inside Fresno State territory, last possession, and a great tackle there by Justin Rice. Let's go down to John Triffin. John?
We've been talking about how big this offensive line is for Minnesota. Let's put it into perspective just how big they are. If you compare them to NFL's Minnesota Vikings, on average, they are about 38 pounds heavier, and in total, they weigh about 1,700 pounds. That's the equivalent of Fresno State trying to go up against a grizzly bear.
So one bear weighs 1,700 is what you're saying, huh? And one offensive line is at 1,700. That's impressive. 2nd down.
We'll turn up the heat right here, it looks like, for Fresno State.
Morgan shotgun. Can't escape. Kevin Atkins.
And it turned up the heat right there. They want to be multiple in their defensive looks. Kevin Atkins right there. Just complete whiff by the offensive line. They're thinking run to the left. Tanner pulls it up. And they were home right there to create this 3rd and long. This is something we talked about. Be able to put Tanner Morgan, a quarterback who's accurate, but arm strength is a little bit limited in these 3rd and long situations.
They're down 12. Final seconds of the quarter. PJ Fleck leading his team down to the other side of the field. No shortage of enthusiasm on the Golden Gopher sideline tonight's Big Ten Mountain West. And Minnesota leads Fresno State by a score.
We're one Minnesota. And when you're starting to see how this whole thing can really work in this whole Twin Cities area, that's what we're talking about. But our fans were unbelievable today. That's the best college football environment I've ever played in as a head football coach.
So let me go deep to Bateman. He's up there. Got it. Down the sideline. Way to go. 30, 20, 10. The place has gone nuclear. Touchdown.
Please help those affected by natural disasters like Hurricane Dorian. Visit redcross.org for more information. Fresno State defensive coordinator Bert Watts, family in Jacksonville. So many here on the West Coast, along with us, hoping that everybody can make it through, stay safe. Bert Watts was a safety at Cal and played for Jeff Tedford in his 3rd year as the defensive coordinator here. This is 3rd down and 12 as we open the 2nd quarter. Tanner Morgan in Minnesota with a 7-0 lead. Football sits at the 15 of Minnesota. Shotgun for Morgan, plenty of time. Steps up, fires, and it's dropped right through the hands of Demetrius Douglas. So 4th down comes up, and the Golden Gophers will have to punt.
You know, the beauty of this defense and Bert Watts, he's going to show you multiple defenses throughout this game on that 4th and long situation. That time, he dropped 8. Next time you get up as an offensive coordinator or quarterback, you're thinking, hey, they're going to drop 8, I'll have time. He'll blitz you. He'll bring 5, 6, 7. He's going to continue to mix it up throughout this ball game.
Jacob Herbers is the punter, standing right at his goal line. Ronnie Rivers is back at his own 38, and a low kick. He's going to get a good roll from Minnesota. It's going to end up right at the 37. Last season, Fresno State, what a year it was. 12-2. Now that's the most wins in program history, and they've had a lot of wins in program history. 7-1. Their only loss at Boise State. They had to go back to Boise State and beat the Broncos in the snow on the blue turf to win that title, and then on to the Las Vegas Bowl where they took care of Arizona State. Jeff Tedford not only has had 2 great seasons, he's won both of his bowl games here, and of course he is in the long line of quarterbacks in this city. Many that have reached the NFL, guys like Trent Dilfer, David and Derek Carr. And that's a nice run busting out to midfield. Jordan Howden brings down Rivers, but not before he gets 15 yards.
You know, we talk about the Minnesota offensive line, but hey, Fresno State guys up front, they're creating great lanes. Once again, number 80, Rodriguez, great job as a tight end, clearing the way for Ronnie Rivers. They're having some success right now, Rich, running between the tackles, open up big space for their star running back.
Well, they ran the ball with success against USC. Rivers is caught there after a gain of 3. They rushed for 206 yards, threw for 256. But Fresno State did turn it over 3 times. That's not something they did a lot last year.
No, that's the key. It's protect the football in the pocket for Reyna, and then protect the ball on the outside as well. No interceptions, no fumbles. That's what we talk about, the maturity from week 1 to week 2. You played a game, got the rust knocked off a little bit, coaches and fans are expecting a little bit more of a cleaner football game. We've seen that so far at the beginning of this football game.
Second down, 8. Reyna, who did a lot of damage on the ground against USC, is swallowed up right at the 44-yard line, and that's a gain of about 4. Kamal Martin made the stop.
I think last week with Reyna, the thing we want to see is just more comfort within the offense. You saw the yards, you saw the passing. They were coming from behind, so a lot of them late yards, but overall throughout the football game, just get a comfort with your receivers and the timing, and that completion percentage will go up.
That's good company with Tate and Hurts for a guy making his first college start. They're down 6 now. 44-yard line in Minnesota. Gophers bring 4. Reyna steps up. He can scramble, throws a bullet, caught there. That's Glaspie, still on his feet, wrestled down to the 30. 14 yards on the pickup and a first down.
Just watch the pocket movement. Eyes are up the entire time, keeps a good base, and then delivers a strike right where the shoulder you want to go to. We always tell a receiver, if I throw it on your left shoulder, I want you to turn left because there's going to be traffic away from you. Great job with the accuracy, but most importantly, finding a way in the pocket to have a clean throwing lane.
Fresno State is without one of their starting wide receivers. Carrick Wheatfall is out with an ankle injury, but we've seen a lot of Jamal Glaspie, Zane Pope, Darian Grimm, and Chris Coleman. This is Rivers cutting back into the middle, and there's not much room there. He'll get about a yard. Jordan Howden, a sophomore, who led Minnesota in tackles last week. A walk-on from Las Vegas who got a scholarship. He made the stop. There's a lot of sophomores on this Minnesota team. They are getting better and better. 7-6 last year. They are young and improving. Rivers in motion. Reyna out of the pocket, in trouble, and hauled down by Coughlin. Carter Coughlin, the senior out of Eden Prairie.
18 career sacks. You see at the top of your screen right there. Just continues to work off the block. Going for the strip sack, but you see down the field, nothing really open. A little late down the middle, but Reyna was already out of the pocket by that time. Great job by Carter Coughlin. Come around the edge. He has a motor. You turn on the film, he's all over the place. 30 career TFLs, 18 career sacks, now 19.
And a loss of 9, and that changes third down dramatically to 3rd down and 18. Jorge Reyna, short throw, caught there. Rivers in traffic, trying to get to field goal range. He's to the 31, which would mean about a 48-yarder, maybe a 49-yarder.
That's the maturity for Jorge from week 1 to week 2, understanding, hey, that's a long way to go to get the first down right here. There's slim chances that we're going to get it. Play field position. Let me get my kicker an opportunity to go out there and get us 3 points on the board.
Cesar Silva missed from 50. He had the distance. He just pulled it wide left. 3 of 3 last week. 49-yarder. Low line drive, and good. Not pretty, but points. 7-3 Minnesota. Fresno State on the boards. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. (7-3) Minnesota. Our John Triffin is down below with Mountain West Conference Commissioner Craig Thompson.
Well, Craig, some big wins already over some Power 5 schools. Could you have scripted a better start for the season for the Mountain West Conference?
Well, no, and we're really proud. Last year we had 3 teams in the fight in the top 25 to end the season, and this year we're off to a great start with 5 wins against autonomous 5 conferences.
If you win, good things happen. Fresno State conference champs last year. I mean, 2 great winning seasons the last 2 years. They have a beautiful new turf, new lights. What do you think of the facility and what they've done here?
Well, the house is jumping tonight, and Jeff Tedford's done a phenomenal job. 21 wins in 2 seasons. The conference championship you mentioned.
Now, you're a little split tonight. You are obviously the commissioner of the conference, so you're rooting for Fresno State, but you are a graduate of Minnesota. Who are you pulling for tonight?
I'm not split at all. I'm very biased. Go Bulldogs.
All right, thanks. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, a proud Golden Gopher is Craig Thompson here tonight. Commissioner of the Mountain West Conference. That's a fair catch right at the 30-yard line. So the Golden Gopher is going to get the football. If you're just joining us, this is a really sneaky good matchup. Minnesota is an improving Big Ten team. Tanner Morgan, their quarterback, has been sharp tonight. And the Big Ten is loaded, Aaron Murray. 7 teams in the top 25. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan State, Nebraska, and PJ Fleck's Gophers are in the others receiving votes category.
They got a good football team. If they take care of it, the way to win football games, it hasn't changed much. If you can dominate the line of scrimmage, and they got a bunch of big guys that are still getting used to playing football. They haven't played a lot, especially in the college level. If you can dominate both offensively and defensively within the trenches, which they have the size and the ability to do that, it can take you a long way.
They were ultra young last year and went 7-6. They have to be one of the youngest teams still in the Big Ten. 1-0 here on the road against Fresno State. Ibrahim gets his first carry since the fumble, secures the ball, gets 2 yards. Aaron Mosby made the stop for Fresno State.
Yeah, if I'm looking at this Fresno State defense, I'm going to continue to play up a little bit. Whether it's cover 4 and you're going to move your safeties tight or man-to-man, I still think at the end of the day, Tanner Morgan, force him to make completions in tight coverage is going to be the key. You've been burned a little bit on some RPO actions and play action, playing zone defense and playing off.
Second down, 8. Morgan's throw caught there. That's Bateman again, and Bateman's got a first down. Morgan is a terrific ball handler. The RPOs, the fakes, and he pulled that and rifled it for a first down, 16 yards. Their offensive coordinator, Kirk Sharaka, in his 3rd year.
Well, he feels very comfortable with all that play action, almost like a magician back there. Don't know as a defense where the ball's going, and once again, you play off coverage, you get the safeties to bite, and then you just throw a quick little skinny seam right over Toffer's off coverage.
Fresno State's 47-yard line. Ibrahim upended. Justin Rice has made half a dozen tackles, it seems. They'll bring up second down and about 7.
I think right now for this Fresno State defense, Chris Gatson, number 2, and Jerron Bryant, number 14, the cornerbacks on the outside. I know you're a little wary. Tyler Johnson, number 6, and Rashad Bateman are 2 really, really good receivers, very talented, long, but you gotta, at some point, you gotta press them up a little bit. Way too much cushion when you look on this football field.
Morgan's been terrific, 6 of 8, 101 yards. Ibrahim has a seam, has a gain, inside the 30, has the first down. 14 yards.
I love it. Connor Olson, the center, does a tremendous job working with his left guard right there to create the seam. Wyland Free, though, great tackle. They're just holding on with everything he can to make sure that run didn't turn into a touchdown.
Held the football, lost his shoe. Ibrahim is out. Rodney Smith is back in. These Minnesota runners, much more of a downhill attack than Fresno State faced last week against USC. That goes for the offensive line as well. We've documented how big they are. Jacopo wraps up Smith, and there's no gain. It'll be second down and 10. What was it PJ Fleck told us about trying to build a Big Ten team? He said, to build a Big Ten team, you've got to start with the offensive line. You've got to start up front, and they are young and big and good up front.
Well, we know how nasty it gets in that conference when it comes to the weather late in the season, and it becomes almost a ground and pound type atmosphere for these quarterbacks who can't really throw in the cold weather. So you got to build it around those guys, but protect your quarterback and then be able to utilize these RPOs. If you can't run it, the run pass option doesn't really matter.
Ibrahim again He's inside the 25. That's a gain of 5. Juju Hughes made the stop for the Bulldogs, bring up a 3rd down and about 5. Impressive drive. Now you watched the game tape from Minnesota to last week. What do you see that's different this week?
Well, it's different because they're spreading the defense out right now. I think they're doing a great job looking at USC and what the success they had against Fresno State and saying, listen, we can't put 7, 8 guys offensively in the box. We got to get 3 receivers, 4 receivers and spread them out a little bit. Make this defense cover from sideline to sideline.
It sounded like that last play is under review. PJ Fleck wants to know what's going on. Now there's a question about a targeting hit. Now remember, this year you can look for targeting without a flag on the field. You can do that from the booth. And apparently that's what they're doing right now on that last play. Let's take a look ourselves and see if we see anything. Jeff Tedford talking to the official. Here's our first look. What do you see, Aaron?
You're going to see Aaron Mosby right here lower his head, forcible contact with the crown of the helmet right there. I think that's pretty textbook. They want to see, are you forcibly going to the neck or head area, and are you leading with your helmet? You see right there, dip of the head, crown of the head for the defender, go straight down, make head-to-head contact, helmet-to-helmet contact.
That's a dangerous hit. He clearly led with the crown of his helmet.
And that's what they're trying to teach these defenders. You can make the tackle, keep your head up. They want you to see what you're hitting, not only for the safety of the runner, but for the safety as you as well as a defender, because anytime you lower your head, there's a chance for neck and head injuries to yourself.
After the review, it's been that there was a personal foul targeting by the defense, number 15. Will enforce half distance to the goal from the end of the run. Number 15 is disqualified.
No, Fresno State is going to lose Aaron Mosby. And I think that's the proper call. And it's a huge penalty yardage-wise tacked on to the gain. It's going to move the football inside the 15-yard line. And no disagreement from Jeff Tedford. There's the review process. And remember, this was not initiated from the field. This came from the booth, the replay official. So the football sits just inside the 13. Ibrahim in the backfield with Morgan. Ibrahim again, and he's upended there. At the 10, Juju Hughes made the stop. 2 yards on the carry.
I want to see at some point here in the red zone inside the 10-yard line, you have 2 very good receivers, tall, lanky, long arms. The ability to go up and get it. I wonder if they're going to target Chris Gatson, number 2. Had some trouble last week versus USC, and there's tall, lanky receivers. See if they can get one of their guys matched up with him.
The second down. Smith inside the 5, down to the 3. And he looks like he's just shy of the first down, 6 yards on the carry. And there is a Bulldog down right now. Looks like Chris Gaston will take a timeout. Minnesota on the move and up 7-3. Chris Gaston was the injured player. He left on his own power at the Fresno State bench. Gaston, number 2. And now Minnesota with a 3rd down and 1. Smith in the backfield. Smith straight ahead, has the first down. 1st and goal from the 1. Michael Walker made the stop. And the Golden Gophers are on the doorstep again.
And they keep running to the right side behind Daniel Fa'alele, 6'9", 400 pounds, and he's doing a great job getting out of his stance, using his size and strength, and just devouring the defensive end right there. I'd keep going right after him. He's doing a great job blocking along with Curtis Dunlap, number 51, the right guard.
Impressive drive here. 11th play of the drive. Smith stretches. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. Rodney Smith made a lunge for it, got the ball over, and Minnesota is on the board again.
Just watch the entire right side of the offensive line along with the tight end. Do a tremendous job at just zone dive to the right side. Everyone just going to crunch their guys to the left. Great job with the offensive line, working in unison. That's what they want to see with this offensive line. Can they get better working together?
And another Fresno State Bulldog is down right now. Bulldogs came out of that battle with USC relatively healthy. That's Jasad Haynes, the senior out of here in Fresno. And he's on his way to the sideline. Now, these are two really impressive drives by Minnesota. And we go back to that original point about this huge physical offensive line. Right now, they are winning the line of scrimmage.
Well, they had another great drive, too, with a fumble that occurred from Ibrahim, but they've been doing a great job running the football. And that's only going to continue to wear on our defensive line as we get into the third and fourth quarter.
Michael Lance. And the kick is good. And Minnesota right now, a 14-3 lead here in Fresno.
6'6", 340-pound offensive line. That's what they average. Line up and get behind the big uglies and let them clear a path for a touchdown.
We celebrate 150 years of college football, 62 Rose Bowl. Not an HD, but you know what? First national college football game in color, and it was the Golden Gophers. Man, did they look good. They beat UCLA 21-3. Sandy Stevens, their quarterback, was the Rose Bowl player of the game and the first African-American to receive that honor. What an incredible moment in the first 150 years of college football. Not bad. 1962. B.J. Fleck and Minnesota, impressive here. They have dominated the football and the line of scrimmage. And have a 14-3 lead to show for it. Grant Ryers getting ready to kick it off for Minnesota. Bulldogs will not bring it out. A reminder, you can step up with Werner Ladder and help football coaches find a cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Visit coachtocuremd.org.
I think right now for this offense, yes, you're down 14-3, but they were down last week versus USC as well. Look at that, though. 15 to 10 minutes for possession times, 176 yards to just over 90. Right now, you just need a long drive to keep your defense off the field. See if you get some points for halftime.
Jorge Reyna, the quarterback, pulls it back. Blitz comes late, fires it across the middle, has a man caught there. Zane Pope to the 45-yard line. That's a 21-yard pickup.
That's a great job right here. If he's waiting for just a split second longer, he had a receiver coming from left to right, wide open, but he showed his arm strength. And Pope on the deep cross route.
The area they wanted to see improvement week 2 from week 1 with Reyna is accuracy. Made a lot of plays against USC. In the pocket here, it collapses, and so does he. Sam Renner, the senior out of Maple Grove, Minnesota, got to him.
Just a slow developing play. He had a couple double moves on the outside. Nothing open. It's more of a coverage sack right there. Great job continuing to get after the quarterback, but it was a two-man route. Safeties and cornerbacks did not bite on the play action, stayed home.
Second sack for Minnesota. They had 2 last week. Reyna in the shotgun. 2nd and 13, and down he goes. Chris Williamson flying in. He had the pick 6 last week and a big sack here.
Just too many guys right there. Rivers has to pick one. And as a quarterback, you have to know 2 off the edge right there. I am hot. There's not enough guys. I have 6 blockers for 7 rushers. If 2 come, I got to find someone usually in the flat to get the ball out of my hands.
And what do you have in the playbook here now if you're Fresno State for 3rd down and 22? Reyna steps up, throws short, crossing pattern. Darian Grimm back to the original line of scrimmage around the 44-yard line. Williamson made the stop. There's a flag down all the way on the other side of the field, about 20 yards behind the end of the run. And it looked like an offensive lineman and Tayon Devers, a defensive lineman, were tangled up.
And you see down here, these are the week 1 mistakes we talk about. You can't make. That's how you lose ball games, when you throw an offensive lineman down and rip his helmet off.
Well, it looked like both guys were shoving. The rip came at the end of it. This has been a busy Big 12 officiating crew. And we told you that Minnesota does not get penalized much at all.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, defense, number 12. That's a 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot. Automatic 1st down. Number 72 lost his helmet as a result of the foul and may remain in the game.
There's the explanation. I think they were going to let the shoving go, but once there was a face mask.
Yeah, once you rip someone's helmet off, they're going to call that every time. Now you give the other team a 1st down, great field position. And also, you don't give your offense a chance, really, to get the ball back and have an opportunity to score before halftime.
So it's 1st and 10. It's a huge penalty. Reyna's throw is on the mark. Grimm on the sideline, breaks a tackle, and picks up 15 yards. Let's check in with New York and Brent Stover. Wow, that's a lot of points. Thank you, Brent. We'll see you at halftime. We're 2 minutes and 15 seconds from halftime. Fresno State on the move at the Minnesota 25-yard line. Jorge Reyna, who had some great moments against USC, has time this time over the middle. Got him! Rivers, touchdown! "25 yards."
It's a great job. You're going to get a little bit of a clear out by your tight end Rice. He distracts the safety just enough, and then you get one-on-one with your running back Rivers on a linebacker, and he just runs right by him. Speed on a linebacker, you clear the safety out, and then just you float it up, let your running back run underneath it. We talked about his ability not only to run the football, but out of the backfield, he is dangerous as well.
Silva's extra point is good, and so finally Fresno State 75 yards on just 6 plays.
You can't give an offense a second chance. Silly penalty gives them the opportunity to get in there for the touchdown.
Coming up, our Verizon halftime report. Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Kevin Carter been working hard all day, and what a day it's been in college football. Our CBS Sports Network studio in New York is coming up. Verizon halftime report. Mountain West news and notes. Last week, of course, a terrific week. Boise State's win over Florida State, Wyoming over Missouri, Hawaii beat Arizona, Nevada beat Purdue. How about San Diego State taking down UCLA today, 23-14. Now, that man right there, I'm sure would like to have that over. It was Devers who was in that shoving match, grabbed a face mask. That negated a 3rd down stop, kept the drive alive. And Fresno State went 75 yards, 6 plays, 2.5 minutes. And that's a 14-10 Minnesota lead. Rodney Smith at his 7. And Smith falls across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
We talked about Jared Rivers and the attention he's going to bring for defenses. He's just going to clear out right here, get the attention, then Ronnie Rivers is going to come right up the seam. He'll get matched up one-on-one with the linebacker. Safety's gone, and he's just too fast. He's too fast for a linebacker that's 6'2", 6'3", 230 to 240. You're not going to be able to cover him 30, 40 yards down the field. Great play design. They knew they were going to get two high safeties, and then you use Jared Rice and his ability to clear out a defense.
Minnesota has 2 timeouts left. A minute 56 left in this half. Ball to 27. Morgan approaching, and the official stops.
Delay of game. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
This is very un-Gopher-like here with all these flags.
Well, it's always tough to see to get a penalty. You should know what the play is coming out of the break. So it should be very efficient in the huddle. So to get a delay of game on the first play of the series, it always baffles me.
On the 22 now, let's see what Kirk Shiraka, the offensive coordinator, dials up here. Throw it. Morgan goes down. Lavelle Bailey, the freshman out of Sacramento, on a blitz.
Lavelle Bailey coming in for Aaron Mosby, who was out of the game right now because of the targeting call. It's a good way to start. Get your feet wet, get into the mode of the football game.
That's a great point. Mosby, starting linebacker, out. Remember, we saw Jasad Haynes, one of the defensive linemen, come out as well. Second down and a bunch, 2nd and 20. Morgan wandering to the right, fires sideline. Terrific catch, but I think he was out of bounds. And that was Rodney Smith. Well, they're going to say it is a catch. One official had him out of bounds. But as we look at it, it looks like
it depends on where that left foot is. If the left foot is in,
it's a great effort.
It's a great job by a running back being able to stretch out like that to make a catch.
Still, it's 3rd down. A little more manageable with that catch. 3rd down and 10.
Looks like they're going to go drop 8 coverage once again. Keep everything in front of them.
Loud crowd in Fresno. On 3rd and 10. Smith straight ahead. We'll see if Fresno State burns a timeout, and I think they will. Andrew Wright made the stop 5 yards on the game, but still 5 yards short of the first down. Bulldogs use the timeout.
Fresno State calls their first timeout of the half.
And so P.J. Fleck and the Golden Gophers, we've had some nice moments here in the first half. A 14-10 lead. Of course, P.J. Fleck had that great run at Western Michigan and arrived in Minneapolis to lead the Golden Gophers, and he's done it in 2 years. 13-13, bowl game last year, 7-6. He's a terrific wide receiver in college at Northern Illinois, in the NFL for a couple of seasons. Assistant at Ohio State, Rutgers. Spent some time in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Bucks. And it really feels like this program has momentum coming into 2019.
Well, they just had so much youth last year. A lot of freshmen played, a lot of inexperience, but those guys had the opportunity to grow up in the spring and fall camp and go out there and show better performance in their second year.
Rivers deep, fair catch called for and made at the 24-yard line. Last drive for Fresno State.
Oh, it's a great job right there. Find the deep cross route. Pope right across the middle, but then the penalty right here. It's amazing how a penalty can change everything for an offense to get the momentum on your side, and then a great design play utilizing your tight end to clear it out for Ronnie Rivers right up the seam. But going back to the penalty, Minnesota, you don't commit that penalty, your offense gets the ball in better field position, and this football game is still 14-3.
Minute 4 left, 2 timeouts left. Fresno State, their own 23. Jorge Reina has been sacked 3 times. Rivers a short one. And to the 29. Keontae Shad, the junior, made the stop. Cesar Silva has about 48, 49 yard range, and that's picked off. Keandre Thomas up with the interception. An athletic play by the junior out of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Their best cover corner, Reyna, challenged him.
Thomas on the outside. It's cover 2. Reyna hit this earlier, fit it in between. The cornerback said, hey, not so fast. You got it once over top of me. This time does a great job of kind of disguising like he's going to come up for the quick out route, then backs up and pedals and is able to make the interception. That's why as a quarterback, you got to make sure you clarify the corner bites down versus cover 2, and then I can rock it in over. If his hips are open at all, you just got to check it out and get 5 yards and get out of bounds.
Boy, that really changes these last 36 seconds. From the Fresno State 46 now, Tanner Morgan right back at it. Ibrahim in the backfield. Just a 3-man rush, and they get him and bury him at the 49-yard line. Isaiah Johnson.
And once again, a cover sack. You're only bringing 3. You guys got 8 defenders in the back end, and they don't care who you are. A left tackle, left guard, center. You can't hold on to your block for that long. Great job on the back end. They've had a lot of success with this drop 8 right now in this coverage, really clamping onto their receivers.
Minnesota burns a timeout. They've got 1 left with 28 seconds left. Now, P.J. Fleck has a field goal kicker that has never attempted a field goal in college football. Michael Lance, the freshman, didn't try last week, hasn't tried here. He does have a strong leg. He said 45 yards is where he's most comfortable from. Second down, 13. You got 2 playmakers on the outside, Rashad Bateman, Tyler Johnson. Morgan, of course, hooked up with Bateman on that great one-handed catch last week. It's a big touchdown in the win over South Dakota State. Fresno State's going to call a timeout. Tanner Morgan, the sophomore, a football junkie, they call him. They love his knowledge. They love his feet.
I think he's done a tremendous job so far tonight. You see him, he's very creative when he's able to get outside the pocket. He keeps his head up really, really well, but I think the most impressive thing we've seen so far is his ability on either an RPO, run-pass option, or just the play-action passes in general, being able to be a magician with the ball, pop up, locate his receiver, and then hit it in stride. He's accurate, 7 and 9. We knew he was going to be accurate. At some point in this game, though, he may get tested with some down-the-field throws.
Second down, 13. 1 timeout from Minnesota. A 4-point lead headed towards halftime here in Fresno. 4-man rush here. Morgan is flushed. And he'll fire it to the sideline, take the incompletion, stop the clock. 25 seconds left. And it's 3rd down and 13. Now, P.J. Fleck told us one of the things they're trying to get through to Tanner Morgan is don't overthink it. Translate that as a quarterback.
Sometimes you can look at your playbook and say, okay, this is what's going to be. It's the progressions 1, 2, 3. Let me find my check down. But sometimes you can eliminate 1 and 2 based on coverage. So sometimes you just don't go through the playbook if it's not there. Just be reactionary. You know, you see something, go to it. If the pocket's not clean, get your butt out of there. Don't be a robot, is all this coaching staff is telling him.
3rd down, 13. In trouble, lost the ball. I don't know if it threw it or if it popped out. A wrestling match for it at the 42 with 15 seconds left. And it looks like Minnesota got the ball back. The clock continues to run.
That's Kevin Atkins on the outside, one-on-one with Daniel Fa'alele. Does a great job getting around the 6'9", 400-pounder to get the sack.
And that was a fumble. And that is the end of the first half. Wild finish here. Fresno State gets the ball to start the second half. Big Ten in the Central Valley of California. Minnesota and Fresno State. Just one tunnel, one route out of here. Aaron Murray. Remember that when we're done tonight. You got to run through the Bulldog. End of the first half, 14-10, Minnesota. We'll send you back to our CBS Sports Network studio after the break. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
Don't kid with COVID. Preparedness is key, but overbuying cleaning and health supplies puts others at risk. Please don't buy more than you need. What you do today will affect your family and our community tomorrow.
Do you know what the U of M does for you? From farms to breweries and orchards to markets, discover how the University of Minnesota is cultivating a new crop of Minnesota businesses.
Do you know what the U of M does for you? From hooves to hands and paws to possibilities, discover how the University of Minnesota is making medical advances for all Minnesotans.
Fans going back to their seats. It's a good sign that the second half is straight away 14-10 Minnesota on top of Fresno State. Rich Waltz along with Aaron Murray. Both teams moved the football. I think the difference in this first half, mistakes. There were a couple on both sides of the ball and costly ones.
Yeah, a couple though, but I honestly think this has been cleaner football than what we saw from both teams in week one. That's what you want to see, the improvement from week one to week two.
All right, here are the highlights, and there were big penalties that led to scores. This was a targeting foul.
Yep, Aaron Mosey right there, targeting foul led to Rodney Smith with a 1-yard touchdown. Except in this one, this is just silly. The play's over, it's nowhere near you. Devers goes out there, rips off the helmet, and then it turns into a first down. They go a couple plays later, and Rivers with the touchdown catch. You can't commit these kind of penalties.
Let's take a look at our stats, brought to you by Haynes. Comfort, flex, fit. Yardage is pretty even. Time of possession weighted towards the Golden Gophers. 1 turnover apiece. You know, both defenses got to the other quarterback. There were some big sacks in this first half as well. Jeff Tedford. Fresno State will get the football. And here we go in the second half. A stumble there by Rodney Smith. Let's check in with John Schriffen. John?
Had a chance to speak with both head coaches. Let's first start with Minnesota's head coach, PJ Fleck. He told me he was really happy with the way his team played in that first half, except for 2 things, the fumble and that face mask penalty. Immediately after that face mask penalty, he went to Devers and he told him, keep your head up. That's not part of our culture, but you will learn from this mistake. As for Fresno State, head coach Jeff Tedford told me it's a four-quarter game to his guys. We have got to keep fighting, and he said the key is we've got to stop the run game, which means on defense, they're going to show a little different look up front, guys.
All right, thank you, John. And protect their quarterback. Reyna was sacked 3 times. He'll carry it this time, and he doesn't get far before Antoine Winfield hauls him down from behind. First half possessions for Fresno State.
A little bit slow. Long field goal, the touchdown, obviously. The interception was the big one. I thought Reyna had a great first half, was very accurate with the football down the field. Ran when he needed the run. You just can't turn the ball over.
Reyna on the run now, and that is picked off. No, incomplete. Jordan Howden, a terrific dive, almost came up with it. Chris Coleman was the intended receiver. Howden, sophomore, almost came up with a pick. Yeah, he trapped it.
Yeah, he trapped right there. Great coverage, though. Blanket coverage. You think as a quarterback, you get on the move out there, it's just a layers route. You're going to have someone in the flat, someone about 10 to 12 yards. Man-to-man coverage, hoping someone wins, but great coverage on the back end. And then a great dive right there for Howden to knock it down.
3rd down 8. Blitz is coming. Reyna in trouble, fires, and it's incomplete. Rice was the intended receiver. There is a flag down. And I think that's going to be a hold on Minnesota. You see PJ Fleck. We've had trouble with that referee's mic all night long, but it is a hold. It was a late flag. Howden.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. You're going to see maybe just even before that a little bit, he starts grabbing. And that's a tough thing. Jared Rice, he's like a basketball player, boxing out. Makes it tough for a defensive back. They got to hold and come over top.
The stadium has told us they are having problems with the official's microphone, and they are working to fix it. Ronnie Rivers with the catch, and Rivers is out to the 37-yard line. So we just showed you penalty, touchdown, penalty, touchdown, and those penalties were big. One wiped out a third down stop. That would have been a third down stop, and now it's first down.
Yeah,
here.
it's frustrating for a defensive coordinator. You feel like you schemed up something really good, and then you get a penalty, and it's tough, and it extends drives, and it wears the defense out. You go all out on third down, you think you got them, oh, not so fast.
Reyna in tight coverage there. Zane Pope has the first down. He got just enough, and that'll move the chains. This guy at West Los Angeles Junior College, Jeff Tedford, saw him, wanted a little quarterback depth. He knew he had Marcus McMaryion transferring in from Oregon State. McMaryion, 2 terrific years here. Reyna last year was the understudy, and now as a senior gets his chance, and Rivers is swallowed up. Sam Renner came flying in.
And as a quarterback, you have to have strong hands. Anytime any kind of zone read or stretch read where you're going to read the defensive end, strong hands. If you're going to give it, give it. If not, you got to yank it out with all your might and hold on to the football. And that's the biggest thing right now with Reyna for this second half. I think the coaches have been preaching to him all week. And in halftime, no turnovers. Focus on taking care of the football. Give this team a chance to win.
I think Fresno State did very well last year. Reyna fires. This is Hokett. Oh my goodness. Hokett is an All-American wrestler at 6'1", 225. He is a nightmare to tackle.
That's a big boy coming off the end right there. One-on-one, the open field. You don't want to take an All-American wrestler on. That's a loss every single time.
He lost about 25 pounds. He went down from 225 to wrestle at 197. He finished 5th in the nation in the NCAA tournament, and that gets you All-American status. Reyna, another quick pop. Juan Rodriguez, one of the fine tight ends here at Fresno State, makes the catch. Thomas Barber made the stop, 8 yards on the pickup, and Fresno State, after that penalty, wiped out a third down stop, moving the football.
Well, I think we're seeing from Jorge Reyna this entire football game, the coaches want to see more consistency and his knowledge of the playbook increased. I think we've seen that tonight. The timing's been better, getting to the receivers on time, accurate with the football. He's taken a step in week 2.
Hokett is in there still, the senior. Blitz comes. Reyna steps up, fires man open. It's Grimm, has the catch. Darian Grimm to the 20-yard line. Terrell Smith on the coverage.
And this is an easy throw. Corner route to the field. You got to put some muster on it. You saw the velocity on that one. Great spiral. And now you're in the red zone.
24 yards on the pickup. Another quick pop, far side. That's Coleman, flag down. Right where Coleman made his cut. He's down to the 13. Chris Williamson made the stop for Minnesota. No indication yet on the field.
There is no foul for an illegal formation on the play. Second down.
So originally the officials thought illegal formation. They pick up the flag, the completion, and the gain of 7 yards stands.
It's funny, Rich, we talked about in the halftime when we showed those highlights about penalties causing extension of drives. Once again, another penalty early on. And now Fresno has a chance to score.
In the Verizon red zone, first appearance tonight. Play action. Reyna setting, firing, and overthrowing Rice. They just can't seem to get him the ball. He was open a few times for what would have been big at USC, and tonight this is another miss.
Yeah, missing for a touchdown. A little bit more open week 1 versus USC, but with a big body tight end like that can go up and get the football, give him an opportunity. You give him a chance to either catch it or most likely defensive back, not as ball savvy, chance for a defensive pass interference.
They're down 3. Rivers in the backfield. Reyna pulls, and boy, is he blasted at the 12-yard line. Kamal Martin first to meet him, and it's going to be 4th down and about 3.
I think you got to punt or kick this one right here, Rich. If you would have gotten maybe 1 or 2 yards and made this a 4th and 1, I'd feel good about it. But get some points. It's a good first drive to start the half off. I think you can build some confidence and get this to a 14-13 game.
Jeff Tedford waiting for his quarterback to come off the field. Cesar Silva. This will be a 30-yard attempt. Missed from 50, hit from 49. And this one, a nice chip shot, knocks it through. But Fresno State gets points, and again, another Minnesota penalty kept the drive alive. Golden Gophers, their first possession of the second half, is coming up.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Coyote Tractor. We dig dirt. By Old Trapper Beef Jerky. What's your beef? And by Lilly Diabetes.
Always good to get Nick Rolovich on the show. Jeff Tedford, you saw the others. And those are head coaches coaching at their alma mater. Some of the biggest names on that list. And of course, Jeff Tedford, several passing records, career marks for yardage and touchdown passes. A great tradition of quarterbacks here. He played for the great Jim Sweeney, who was a real innovator with his offense. Kevin Sweeney, Jim's son, set all kinds of records here. Trent Dilfer, David Carr, then Derek Carr. Rodney Smith won't bring it out. Quarterback comparison. Our quarterback takes a stab at it. Aaron?
I thought they both played well today. Obviously, the one pick for Reyna has been the tough part, but they've been sacked a couple times, but accurate with the football. 7 for 10, 15 for 22. They've been in on time. They're giving their receivers a chance not only to catch the football, but catch and run those special yak yards that you love to see. But Tanner Morgan, he was accurate last week. He's been accurate again. He's taking care of the football. No interceptions. That's going to be the key for the second half.
So the play clock running down. Don't want to get a delay. Remember, they had that penalty late in that first half. And they just get the play off here. And Smith may lose a yard on that. KT Jacopo made the stop. Touchdowns on possession 1 and 4.
Well, that second possession, they were moving the football too until they had the fumble by Ibrahim. And then at halftime, offensive line, they're big, they're strong, but if you force them to have to pass protect for 3 or 4 seconds, this defensive line has showed they're quick enough to get around them and get to the quarterback.
That was a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Morgan to the sideline, caught there, Tyler Johnson, and he's wrestled down by Deshaun Ruffin, who came in for the injured Chris Gaston late in that first half. 14 yards on the hookup Morgan to Johnson.
So much the first half, it was run pass or the play action pass and then hit skinny post. So you're seeing the corners play a little inside leverage. Great job now throwing the out route. So as a cornerback, I'm sitting back saying, okay, they've thrown the seam post, they've thrown the 10-yard out. Now you put those guys in a bind.
Smith and a lot of Bulldogs there. Justin Rice, the first to get there, but he had help. Lavelle Bailey also in on the stop. 2 yards on the carry, and it's 2nd down and 8. Fresno State, one of the best defenses in the country last year. And their quarterback, he's somewhat of a rookie. I know he's a senior, but really this is his first chance to start at this level. Reyna getting some tips. Morgan to the sideline, caught there right at the 48-yard line. Chris Ottman-Bell, the sophomore, out of Kankakee, Illinois. 9 yards. First down.
I just love what they've done this entire football game. I mean, completely different. If you turn on the film from last week, what they were doing as an offense, more ground and pound, more guys in the box. You're seeing it here. Sometimes 3 receivers, 4 receivers, putting backs out there, spreading you out a little bit, making this defense cover you the width of the entire football field.
And it's Rodney Smith. He's going to get inside Fresno State territory to the 48-yard line. This was the defense last year, and the rankings on the right are in all of college football.
Yeah, it's pretty good right there. The points per game, 14.1. They lost a lot, though, on the defensive side of the football, trying to rebuild Jeff Allison, their leader up front. They had to move Michael Walker, who was a defensive end last year, to that middle linebacker spot. So he's getting used to just all the communication that comes with being the Mike linebacker, getting the formation set.
Second down, 6. Morgan's throw again to the sideline and broken up and almost picked. Juju Hughes on the coverage.
And that's the difficulty that Tanner's going to have this entire football season, is the lack of arm strength to make that throw from the left hash all the way to the right, or vice versa, from the right hash all the way to the left. You saw him comfortably throw about 3 or 4 plays ago, that out route on the left side of the field. That's easy for him. But to have to get enough mustard on the football to throw across the field, that's not what he's meant to do. He's a smart guy who can handle things over the middle.
They're down 6. Big crowd in Fresno tonight. Bulldogs show blitz. Here they come. Morgan flushed, tucks, blasted, lost the ball, on the floor. Who's got it? Wrestling match. Fresno State says they do, and they do.
As a quarterback, you have to know when contact's coming, I need to go high and tight with it. And once again, Justin Rice, this seems to be all over the football this entire football game, comes in from the linebacking position, knocks it out. Then Isaiah Johnson with the recovery afterwards.
Momentum right now feels like it's sliding towards the Bulldogs. NFL season is finally here, and tomorrow we're taking many of you out to Cleveland or Jacksonville, where 2 of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the game will be on display. Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes. It all starts with the NFL Today on CBS. How about Golden Gopher Pro Football Hall of Famers? Some great names. The great Viking, Carl Eller. Yeah, Bud Grant. Tony Dungy, a proud Gopher. Bronco Nagurski, one of the great names in long ago NFL history, led the Bears to 3 NFL titles. Here tonight, the Golden Gophers in Fresno, where Ronnie Rivers squirts loose. He's out to the 42-yard line. And a 1-point lead for Minnesota. 4-yard gain.
Yeah, if I'm Minnesota defense right now, I'm just preaching, hey boys, let's go through a series without penalties. Just keep it clean. We're doing good when we don't commit penalties. We don't shoot ourselves in the foot. Playing sound defense. Let's keep everything in front of us. Don't give up the home run. This offense has shown the ability at certain points during a football game to hit a post or a go ball over top.
Second down. Jorge Arena, sideline caught. Zane Pope out of bounds. Chris Williamson.
And this is the difference between these 2 quarterbacks. Jorge is able to make this football throw right now to the field. He did it the last possession as well. He has the arm strength. Watching him in warm-ups, he was making those throws easy. A lot of speed, a lot of accuracy. I feel like he's getting in a rhythm right now here in the second half.
Ball right at the 38-yard line of Minnesota. Joseph Rossi, the defensive coordinator with the Gophers. Reyna, man wide open. That's Pope again. To the 20, 17-yard pickup.
And right now the defense just sitting back playing zone. At some point you're gonna have to man up a little bit, make these windows a little bit tighter.
Boy, running up tempo right now. Rivers bounces it outside, zigs and zags, and finally comes tumbling down at the 14-yard line. Thomas Barber, Antoine Winfield, another 7 yards.
I mean, they got to figure out a way to get the ball in the end zone. Last week versus USC, 2 turnovers in the red zone. It gets tight in here. It's tough. The windows are tighter, but this is when I want to see Jared Rice play a bigger factor. Find ways to be creative offensively to get him matched up one-on-one with someone and let your guy get a touchdown.
2nd down 3. We're just 2 of 4 in the red zone at USC. Blitz comes. Reyna, quick pop. It's Rice, and he's in. They finally found the big fella.
And they schemed it up nicely for him. And a flag on the field, we'll see what that is.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Personal foul. Target defense number 23. The previous.
Well, when he finished, what you didn't hear was the play is under review for targeting. Jordan Howden is the safety number 23 for Minnesota. And let's see. I'm not sure on that one.
He lowered his head. That's one of the things that we'll look at in this replay and that the officials are going to look at. Lowering the crown of your helmet. I mean, that's kind of textbook. Once again, you need to keep your face mask up. This is something they're preaching. See what you're hitting. He's going to lower the crown of his head. He makes forcible contact to the tight end Rice right there. Helmet to helmet, crown the head down. And look at the awkward position that Howden puts himself in at the end of the day as well.
All right, we've already had one player ejected for targeting. That was Aaron Mosby of Fresno State. Here's your review process. 15-yard penalty for targeting if it's forcible contact, crown of helmet. Greater risk of ejection for launch, crouching, or leading with head, neck area of opponent. Did you see that in that play?
There wasn't a launch, but he definitely led with the crown of his helmet. I think that.
After further review, there is on the play. We'll try the extra point. No targeting. Number 23 may remain in the game.
Again, the stadium is having problems with the referee's microphone, and I'm sure you could pick the words throughout his speech there. He is not ejected. There is no targeting. And Silva is on for the extra point. However, Reyna was the holder. Look at this, overloaded on the left side. Reyna in a shotgun. Oh, they shovel it over to the left side. That's Hoken, and he's in. How about that? Remember, it started with the turnover. Big hit. Bulldogs get it back. Rice rumbles and scores. How about a little of this? Hocus pocus, it's Hoken, and he's in. Chick-fil-A fan cam time in Fresno. This is always a raucous crowd. They love their Bulldogs, especially lately, coming off 2 terrific seasons. Big house tonight for a Big Ten visitor. Bulldogs scoring and a creative 2-point conversion. 4.5 left, third quarter. Asa Fuller with the kick. Rodney Smith is a dangerous return man, and he's upended. Good tackle on the special teams, and we check in with our John Schriffman. John?
Well, guys, the Rice brothers are just taking over this game. It was first linebacker and brother Justin Rice who caused the fumble, and then on the offensive series, you saw the tight end Jared Rice punching in for a touchdown. They are one of 12 pairs of brothers in FBS to start for their respective schools. Now, the coaching staff said that they bring out the best in each other during practice. In fact, Justin, whenever he gets the chance, always tries to guard his brother Jared in practice when they go one-on-one. So I asked the coaching staff, who gets the better of the matchup? Well, if you ask defensive coordinator Bert Watts, he said it's about even 50-50. If you ask offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb, he said Jared wins it every time when it's a pass.
All right, good stuff. That's a flag and procedure. And PJ Fleck seems like he's about to jump out of his windbreaker.
Offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
I also think he broke his headset. He was so upset with the call right there.
Well, he's not used to this. I mean, this is a poised team that rarely does get penalized. 5 penalties, 50 yards, and it feels like 3 or 4 have been really costly. So it's now first down and 15. Morgan will hand it off. Michael Walker makes the stop with Mohammed Ibrahim. 1-yard gain. The headset being reattached, and it all works.
It's such a funny game. People want to say, oh, there's no such thing as momentum. There is definitely momentum shift, and a lot of it is from silly penalties, turnovers, little plays that you said, Rich. We're not accustomed to seeing Minnesota with self-inflicting wounds like that.
Morgan's throw, gorgeous. Bateman, the catch in traffic, fights his way to the 34-yard line. That's a first down.
And this has been their best play so far tonight. Little play action fake, and then we showed you the last time that we can run the out route. Now the cornerback, you have him guessing. And then Bateman hits a seam right there.
That's 15 yards on the throw and the catch.
Keep that up. You got Deshaun Ruffin, number 22. Backup cornerbacks in the game. They may keep wanting to pick on him the rest of this half.
Ibrahim, positive gain there, out to the 40. Andrew Wright made the stop. Ibrahim had the game-winning touchdown last week. PJ Fleck is still angry on the sideline. Second down 3. Low snap, nice field there by Morgan. And Ibrahim runs into a wall. Michael Walker and Justin Rice. Short of the first down, gain of 2, third down and 1.
I think at this point you got to trust your offensive line. I would not doubt if they run to the right side behind your right guard, Curtis Dunlap and Daniel Fa'alale. They've done a tremendous job in these situations when you need to get 1 yard. Run behind your 6'9", 400-pounder at right tackle.
3 of 7 on third down. This is third down and really short. Bulldogs show blitz. Ibrahim breaks through, has the first down. Out to the 49-yard line. Michael Walker made the stop, 7 yards. And the Gophers are moving the football down by a touchdown here in Fresno.
It's just, I mean, the right side of the offensive line, it's 6'5", 345, and 6'9", 400 pounds. So even if you get in the way of the defensive player, the defensive tackle, defensive end, you're going to get that 1 to 2 yards. I think they figured that out so far this football game.
You see 94 yards on the ground for Minnesota. They ran for only 132 last week. That was against South Dakota State. This is a much better defense than South Dakota State. Oh, Ibrahim, nowhere to go. KT Jacopo and Lavelle Bailey.
It is more of what I was expecting from this defense tonight in Fresno. Bring some pressure, play tight man-to-man coverage on the outside. And then KT Jacopo doing a great job getting skinny between the guard and tackle right there.
Remember, Fresno State's defense had a good second half at USC. USC had a 100-yard kickoff return as one of their big scores in that second half. But the defense of Fresno State made some plays. Morgan, sideline, and it's broken up again. This time it's Jerron Bryant.
And this is why at some point in this football game you have to at least attempt to throw a ball down the field, a go ball, a post route, because these DBs are saying, hey, you've thrown a seam, you've thrown a hitch, or you've thrown an out route. So they're just going to sit at 10 yards, read the quarterback, and then attack.
Chris Ottman-Bell, sophomore wide receiver, is down for Minnesota. He's holding that right calf. Will step aside. 21-14, Fresno State late in the third. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. 21-14. Fresno State on top. Coming up next, the CBS Sports Network team in the studio, alert, awake, and ready to go. And wrap up a great day of college football on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Rich Waltz, Aaron Murray, John Schriffen. Been a fun night here. Loud crowd in Fresno. Big Ten team on the road in the Central Valley of California. And this can be a hornet's nest. Third down and 10. Tanner Morgan back, steps up, avoids the rush, fires and has a first down. Nifty move to find Rashad Bateman for a 14-yard gain.
And great job by Morgan, getting skinny right there. Does a great job turning his shoulder, ripping through the defensive line. So he gets to the top, little guy there, let me rip through, locate my receiver Bateman down the field. That's a big first down right there. I do want to see a shot though, Rich, at some point here heading into the fourth quarter. Let's see what this offense can do.
PJ Fleck and Minnesota trying to keep this drive going. Into the third quarter, you're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
Don't kid with COVID. mHealth Fairview wants you to know that what you do today will affect your family and our community tomorrow. Good hand washing protects you and can slow the spread of the virus. Use soap and warm water. Be sure to wash both sides between your fingers, fingernails, thumbs, and wrists. Scrub for at least 20 seconds. Wash early and often. Wash your hands. Avoid big groups. Stay home. Don't go out. We've all got to do our part.
Entertaining game here tonight in Fresno. By quarter, you see Fresno State with an 11-point third quarter, a field goal, a touchdown, a two-point conversion. Jeff Tedford and the Bulldogs. PJ Fleck of the Golden Gophers. Golden Gophers, though, on the move. And at the 35-yard line of Fresno State, 1st and 10. Nice drive going here. Tanner Morgan, their quarterback, 11 of 16, 165 yards, and a score. Rides the running back. It's Ibrahim, and he's got a big gain. This guy runs hard. 5'10", 210, out of Olney, Maryland. 14 yards on the carry.
And they had a chance to get him in the backfield. Bailey, number 6. Backup outside linebacker came in for Aaron Mosby. Made a nice sack early in the football game. Misses a tackle there. Low man wins. It's a big running back. You got to find a way to hit him in his legs, wrap him up, and hope you get some support along with it.
From the 21, Rodney Smith back in at the running back spot. Smith has gone for 44 yards. And this is Tyler Johnson. He's out of bounds. He got inside the 15. They'll mark it actually at the 13-yard line. Last year, a really nice finish to the regular season. And remember, Minnesota's schedule this year to start the Big Ten, not necessarily a soft landing, but a favorable start to their schedule. No Michigan, no Ohio State, no Michigan State this year. So a win here, they could go to 2-0. Smith. And he swallowed up KT Jacopo.
It's going to be close right here. They might want to take a measurement to see. I say get right behind that right side of the offense line once again. Get yourself a first down.
Third down and less than a yard. Got to get just inside the 11. Smith has the first down, still churning, still turning. And finally comes to rest. Forward progress at the 8.
Right now you're seeing Fresno, they're going to sell out for the run. They understand that their D-line, it's been a long day going against some big offensive linemen. They need to bring some support in there. Linebacker, safety, load this box up, help with the run support, and then hope your DBs on the back end can handle the one-on-one coverage.
13th play of the drive, inside the 10. And not much over the middle here. Smith runs into Juju Hughes. 6'7", 340. That's the average of this Minnesota offensive line. And this defensive line, much smaller, 6'5", my bad, but still 340 is pretty impressive. And you see the Fresno defensive line, 6'1", 264.
That's some beef up front right there. That's a lot of man to move around for these defensive linemen. Now into the fourth quarter.
Second down goal. Ibrahim back with Morgan. And Ibrahim still going, and he reaches. He is short of the goal line, but what an effort by the sophomore. 8 yards, look at him hurry it up, get it down and get it snapped.
Quick little dive zone right here. They're gonna get it in.
Ibrahim still in the backfield. Low snap, Ibrahim, oh, hit, stopped. Flag down. Jacopo made the hit, Walker was there as well.
Defense, number 31. Half the distance to the goal. Replay, third down.
That's Andrew Wright right there, number 31. I guess the only way to stop him right now from a 1 yard, you got to line up off sides, try to create some kind of advantage on the defensive side.
So it's third down again. This time the football just outside the goal line.
I mean, it's pretty much touching the goal line at this point, Rich. It's dive right behind your right side. It's big boy football time. We'll see if they can punch it in.
Ibrahim, his carry, he's in! Touchdown, Minnesota! What an incredible drive. 15 plays. 78 yards.
I love it. Curtis Dunlap, your right guard, actually gets in a 4-point stance. I mean, he's giving it away. He said, hey, listen, we're running right here, and we're 6'5", 340 pounds. I don't care if you know. I'm putting both hands down, and I'm driving off the football, and I'm going to give my running back a nice little touchdown.
That drive ate up over 8 minutes. Point is up and good.
And that was a picture-perfect drive for this offense. Keep pounding by your big offensive line. Get in a 4-point stance. Get in there to tie it up.
Early fourth quarter in Fresno, 21 apiece. Golden Gophers and Bulldogs. Pound for pound brought to you by Rogue Fitness. This is an easy choice, right?
Pound for pound, 6'5", 340-pound average. You got some big, strong, physical running backs and a downhill zone wedge-type run scheme. It's going to get the job done.
There's your look how big those guys are.
Well, and it's the fourth quarter, too. And they've just been pounding and pounding and pounding, and now you're starting to see that benefit, and you're going to see it the rest of this quarter. They know they have this defense and this defensive line right where they want them at this point.
That drive ate up 8 minutes of clock, 15 plays, 78 yards. Fresno State will bring it out to the 25-yard line. Next Saturday, starting at noon Eastern, CBS Sports Network returns to the gridiron. More college football action. We're going to Texas, number 9, Texas and the Rice Owls from NRG Stadium in Houston. That Maryland-Temple game, Aaron, you and I have will be a really good one. Maryland looked great today.
They've been rolling these past 2 weeks.
Dismantled Syracuse. Here's the AP top 10.
My Georgia boys whooping up on Murray State. I like to see it.
How does that work? Georgia beating up on Murray?
I know, I don't like that, but it's okay. I'll take it. They look good. LSU-Texas game was fun to watch.
Ronnie Rivers, 7 yards with the carry. Kamal Martin made the stop. There's your ball control. Minnesota has had the advantage in time of possession. 57 plays. Minnesota had 60 plays in that win over South Dakota State.
And right now, Fresno just needs to hold on to the football. They need another 4, 5, 6 minute drive right here just to give their defense a little bit of a breather.
Reyna, his receiver fell down. Rice, and down goes Reyna. Winfield caught him. He was looking to flip that ahead, and Rice literally fell down.
Yeah, they had schemed up. This is almost like basketball. You got one defender, 2 players, and you kind of just play in between them. You see Rice trips over the defender, Antoine Winfield right there and going into the flat. Would have been a tough throw, but he's shown the ability to throw off awkward angles, give a little pitch pass. Could have been able to convert that for the first down.
This is a 3rd down and 8. Now, Fresno State, unlike Minnesota, has taken shots down the field. Reyna flushed, fires. Rodriguez the catch, and he's hit and knocked out of bounds. Good play there by Corey Durr, the junior corner out of Baton Rouge.
And if you're the defense, you're like, come on, please tell me get a first down, because we were just on the field for 8 minutes. That's the first 3 and out we've seen from either team tonight. But that defense right now for Fresno, sucking air a little bit after that long drive, going against those big guys up front. I look for this Minnesota offense to do the same thing once again.
Demetrius Douglas is deep for Minnesota. Blake Cusick, strong leg. On a windy night here in Fresno. Douglas in a crowd, ball's loose. Fresno says they have it. No signal yet. I think the officials are trying to figure out if he had room to catch it. Does Minnesota have the football? There's no flag down. I'm not sure he had room to catch it. Now, whether it was a defender or his own man.
I think it was his own man, though. It looked like number 26 Harris got in the way. And ended up actually bouncing almost off him.
The ruling on the field is that the kick was muffed by the receiving team, recovered by the kicker. 1st and 10 Fresno.
Well, you can tell by the reaction it's Fresno State's ball, even though the message was garbled. Here's a look at it.
Yeah, you see the Fresno, he's like, hey, I'm off of this. It's his own guy, number 26. Justice Harris from Minnesota runs into the receiver on that one and knocks it right out of his hands. We talked about it over and over again in this game. Funky turnovers and penalties have really cost this Minnesota team possession time and then field position.
1st and 10.
I'd take a shot right here.
The 37. Reyna, quick throw to the side. Caught there. Coleman spinning. Coleman to the 20. Has the first down. That's an 18-yard pickup. Chris Coleman, the sophomore out of Bakersfield.
That's a great job making someone miss in the open field. Yards after catch, one-on-one. You got a scholarship, make it happen.
Now 1st and 10. Hook it in motion. Reyna's in trouble. Steps through it, but is caught from behind. Nice job by Kamal Martin to seal off the hole. Reyna had some big gains against USC on plays just like that.
Yeah, less with his legs tonight, though. Watching this compared to last week, I think he's had a conscious effort to, hey, I need to improve in the pocket. My ability just to maneuver. I don't always have to, when I feel pressure, automatically escape. I can step up, I can move to my right, move to my left, set up, locate my receiver, and deliver a pass. I thought he's done a great job of doing that tonight.
Minnesota has sacked him 4 times tonight. 2nd down. Reyna standing tall, ball in the air and caught at the 12. Zane Pope. He's shy of the first down. Forward progress will mark him just outside the 10. Got to get down to the 9. Third down 1. Josh Hokett in the game. Hokett immensely strong.
Ready for a QB sneak or diver up the middle.
It's Hokett. Down he goes. He's right on the stick. Williamson made a great stop. Let's see about the spot. Minnesota says they've held. Let's see the mark and let's see the stretch of the chain. That's a terrific play by Chris Williamson. And he did not make it. They won't even measure. 4th down inches.
I feel like you're this close, you got to go for it. I'd just do a QB sneak.
Rivers comes in. Hokett is out.
Reyna's got some thick legs on him. He's a powerful, low to the ground. You get the snap, pick what side you want to go to, and you can get an inch. You got to be able to get an inch here. I don't like the fact that they're in the gun right now. I'd rather him much be under the center.
3 tight ends in. This is Rivers getting outside. He's got the first down inside the 5, pushed out at the 3. He was almost captured behind the line of scrimmage.
Ooh, it was close. He's done a great job tonight. Great stiff arm right there. And the defense, too, a sigh of relief for the defense on the bench saying, yes, we get a couple more minutes to breathe, get our legs underneath us, because if we go score right here, we're going to need all of our energy to go out there to make a stop.
And you see the clock continues to run. Approaching 6 minutes, 21 apiece. Rivers back with Reyna. From the 2, keeps it. Touchdown!
That's a great job by Matt Smith, number 59. Getting up to the linebacker, just getting enough. Doesn't get all of them. Just enough in that short yardage to allow his quarterback to get in there. 5'11", 280-pound center. Getting the job done right there.
Tani Muti, Curio Woodley, also on that interior line for Fresno State. Another Minnesota mistake. Another Fresno State touchdown.
It starts with the muff punt. Get the ball back to Fresno State. Oh, guys, run to it. Get the 4th down conversion. Beautiful run right there by Rivers. And then your quarterback gets big behind the offensive line, gets it in to take the lead 28-21.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Rogue. Don't weaken. By Hanes Comfort Flex Fit, the latest innovation in comfort from Hanes. And by Hormel Chili. We are Chili Nation.
18 second half points for Fresno State. A 28-21 lead right now. Ronnie Rivers, Jorge Reyna is quarterback. Just under 6 minutes left in this ball game. Minnesota has moved the ball, but they've made some big mistakes. 3 turnovers have been costly. A muff punt, the latest. Rodney Smith with a great effort, and he's across the 40, out to the 41. Great field position. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by Hormel.
Well, they've definitely dominated the line of scrimmage. They've contained Jorge in the pocket, but his arm has been tremendous tonight. You see the passing, the accuracy, protecting the football for Fresno. Great job tonight. Less turnovers than we saw a week ago versus USC. Not doing a great job, though, on third down, giving this offense the ability to stay on the field for Minnesota.
Tanner Morgan, back to work, play action, has time, looking, sideline. Nice catch, Rashad Bateman is there. And Bateman shy of the first down, 8-yard pickup. Second down and 2. But as Aaron has pointed out, time in and time again, neither Bateman nor Johnson have been able to get loose deep, nor have the Golden Gophers taken a shot deep.
I like this matchup, though, on the bottom of your screen. Bateman right here going against number 22.
Ibrahim has been the most effective back tonight. And his 3 yards gives a first down now to Minnesota. It's into Fresno State territory. Minnesota can move the football. We know that. They're over 300 yards in total offense.
Rich, this is interesting here because obviously you want to score. You're down by 7 points, but you also don't want to score too fast. Yeah, you don't want to give Fresno State the opportunity. If you score in, say, a minute or two, then 3 minutes to go down there and get a field goal to win this football game.
Well, the last drive, 15 plays, 78 yards, 8 minutes.
Yep.
This time it's Rodney Smith. On the RPOs, it feels like there's more R than P.
I think a lot of these aren't necessarily RPOs. They're just play action passes. They're just heavy play action. You know you're going to get one-on-one the outside, and they're just either a seam, out route, or we saw back there a deep comeback. And he's doing a great job making it look like it just because his play action fake is superb.
2nd and 8. Blitz comes. Morgan throws, and it's incomplete, and he had to rush that one. Tyler Johnson, the intended receiver, 3rd down and 8.
I think right here, though, if you get to a 4th and manageable, they're going to go for it. So you don't need to get all 8 yards. If you get 5 yards, 6 yards, and you make it 4th and 2, 4th and 3, at where you are in the field position, where you are in this football game, I think you got to go for it. So as a quarterback right now in Tanner Morgan, a check down is fine, and if you have to use your legs to get 5 yards, use your legs.
Loud crowd in Fresno. They are right on top of the field. Morgan with time, running out of it. Flags are down. Morgan's throw is caught. That's enough yardage for Demetrius Douglas for a first down. But the flag is in the backfield, and the indication is holding.
Holding. Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 3rd down.
And that's Daniel Fa'alele, and he just threw his man to the ground and pretty much laid on him. You can't do that. You can block him, but you can't throw it down. Bottom of your screen right here. It's if you don't know, it's a 6'9" man, and he just threw him down, and that's illegal. It's unfortunate. You didn't have to do it. Great job by Tanner Morgan using his legs. Now this is a difficult situation, but still, you don't need to pick it all up. I think if you get at this point to about 5 yards away, they'd still go for it on 4th down.
If they don't, they still have 3 timeouts. Go under 4 minutes at 3:45. Morgan again, lots of time, middle shot. Oh, Oh, in traffic, it's caught. Bateman with a terrific grab at the 37-yard line. And that is a first down for Minnesota.
And that's a great job by Bateman. Singled up on the backside, coming back to the football, using his body to box out the defender. A lot of those guys in those deep dig routes, they continue to bend and lose ground. He did a great job. Tight turn, making sure that he stays between the defender and the football, and then a tremendous catch.
How good are Bateman and Johnson? Terrific tonight from the 38. Ibrahim, strong running to the 31. See where they mark it. Andrew Wright made the stop for Fresno State. And they'll mark it actually at the 32, so it's second down and about 4. Under 3 minutes. Both teams have their full complement of timeouts. Second and 4. Morgan, another quick hitch, caught there. That's Johnson, and he's got the first down to the 17-yard line. Boy, that quick hitter has been a money play.
And I just think Tanner Morgan has been tremendous so far. I mean, pretty much this entire time with accuracy, with timing, with footwork. Looks like they're going to get maybe a little wildcat here. Sept Green, number 17, in the ball game. 9 touchdowns as the Wildcat quarterback. You see Tanner Morgan down here at the bottom of your screen, flexed out.
Boy, and it's 1st and 10. You don't often see this formation with this down and distance. So Green on a low snap has to pick it up, and that's a disaster.
2 minutes to go in the game, you need a touchdown. You bring out a package that you haven't run the entire football game. Especially when your offense is moving right now. Tanner's playing well, the running game's going well. I don't think at that point in the game you did not need a wrinkle in order to move the football. Now you put yourself behind the chains at 2nd and 12.
Morgan, who lined up at receiver, back behind center.
I like this matchup down here, one-on-one.
It's Rashad Bateman who had the big touchdown catch in the win last week. Morgan will keep it, gets to the 15. It's 3rd down and about 8. Alex Cruz made the stop for Fresno State. PJ Fleck pacing. It's under a minute. Boy, this clock has just melted off these last 2 minutes.
I like his idea, though. I'd call a timeout right here. This means way too much. Take your time. You have 2 downs to get this first down. Let's make sure it's perfect.
Timeout, Minnesota. Down a score. 56 seconds left. We'll return after this. Our player of the game tonight, brought to you by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Rashad Bateman, 7 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown.
He had some big catches. The 3rd down one that he just made a couple plays ago. The touchdown right there. This is the big 3rd down. Great job. Nobody's going to get hit going across the middle. I look for him right now. Johnson in the slot's been tremendous. Once again, you don't need to get it all right here on this play. They've been pretty successful with some quick hitters.
3rd down 8.
You got Johnson in the slot right here, number 2.
Morgan, ball's loose, and Smith falls on it. Goodness. And you got to use a timeout here, you would think. Yeah, they do. It's a loss of 6.
And they set it up for Tyler Johnson.
He just dropped the snap.
Just dropped the snap. He had a little inside slant. The same one they hit earlier a couple plays ago. Set up. I think he just got a little too excited thinking he had to hit there.
4th and 15. Fresno State by 7 back after this. Last week, Fresno State took USC to the wire in the Coliseum, lost that game, a tight one. Here, trying to hold the lead, PJ Fleck, Aaron Murray is faced with 4th down and 13.
I think right now Tyler Johnson, Rashad Bateman, one of these two have to get the football. They're going to be on opposite ends. And this is big boy football. Pick your best matchup, whatever one you like, and you got to give them an opportunity. Throw it up and let them use their height and length to make a play.
3-man rush. Morgan going for the end zone. There, caught, and touchdown! He got it! Ottman Bell with the catch and the score! Unbelievable! Tanner Morgan on the money. Let's see if he got the feet down.
He's in. You're going to see that left foot come down right now.
Whoa.
And it is a touchdown. Holy smokes, what a throw. That was awesome. Oh, man, we were thinking Johnson, Bateman.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
Oh, this should be a quick one. It looks like he secures the catch, goes up, high points it, knows where he's on, gets the left foot in. I mean, that's a touchdown.
And secured the ball.
And secured the ball the entire time.
That's outstanding. What a play by Minnesota. Chris Ottman-Bell from Tanner Morgan, a pair of sophomores, and an extra point awaits.
Going against Jaron Bryant, too. 2018 second team All-Mountain West, 4 interceptions last year, had an interception last week. One-on-one, win the game matters the most. It wasn't Johnson, it wasn't Bateman. That was awesome. That's a heck of a throw right there by Tanner Morgan. Fumbles the snap the previous play.
After further review, the rule is confirmed.
Minnesota a point away, and now the extra point. Remember, you've got a true freshman kicker. Hasn't been called upon to kick a field goal yet. This is game 2 for him. An extra point to tie it. Good snap, good kick, great game. 28 apiece, 46 seconds left.
And you want to make up for fumbling the snap the previous play. Come out there, find your one-on-one coverage, and throw an absolute pearl to the back of the end zone. Throw it only where your receiver can catch it. Oh, that's awesome. Left foot down, high points the football. You deserve it, Tanner Morgan. That's awesome. Great throw, great composure.
PJ Fleck.
Oh, he's feeling himself too. Just don't break another headset.
Now, there's still 46 seconds left, and Fresno State has all of their timeouts. Minnesota has just one. Cesar Silva, the kicker for Fresno State, has a 50-yard leg. Keep that in mind. Darion Grimm and Rodney Smith are deep. Grimm to a knee. There he is, Cesar Silva. He was 3 of 3 in the Coliseum. He hit from 49 today, and this is his first year on the job. Junior college transfer. Jeff Tedford said 50 yards shouldn't be a problem. He did miss from 50, and he didn't miss short. He missed wide.
For Reyna right here, understand with the timeouts, with the clock stoppage with first downs, you don't need to get it all very similar to the end of the first half where he threw the interception. Take care of the football.
Reyna has time. Middle, oh, it's deflected and almost intercepted. Kamal Martin got a hand on it.
This is it right here. The linebacker decides to drop back in coverage. You have your running back on a quick check down. Take it. Take Ronnie Rivers right there. He turns up, gets 7 or 8. You can call a timeout. Methodically move the ball down the field. If you get a chance to kick a field goal, great. If not, you go into overtime. But you can't force a football right now.
2nd down, 10. Reyna has pressure, hit, still on his feet, scrambles to the sideline. No, captured from behind. Braylon Oliver, the redshirt freshman, came up to make the stop.
Braylon Oliver, the linebacker, number 14, defending.
And a timeout with 25 seconds left.
Great job with the bull rush right there.
Ooh.
Looks like a little bit of...
That's close. And then the referee said, hey.
He's just getting knocked in the face mask left and right.
Okay, so 25 seconds left. It's 3rd and 8. Are you comfortable taking a sizable shot here? Or are you just looking to pick up a 1st down and see where you are?
I mean, if you really want to have some fun here, I think defensively you're thinking, hey, they're going to go for the sticks. They haven't taken many shots right now. If I'm OC, I'm going for it. I'm going for like a go ball or a post route. I really think the defense is going to be sitting on the 6 saying, hey, they're just thinking they need a 1st down to get this thing moving a little bit. I don't think they're anticipating maybe a shot down the field. So if you don't get it, you punt the ball with 20 seconds to go and most likely get a kneel. So I see no issue with trying to take a shot right now and catch them off guard.
Reyna on 3rd down and 8. Let's see where he goes. Looking for the sideline. He's hit. Oh, and it's short and incomplete. And that was almost a disaster. Chris Williamson on the coverage. Fresno State had 2 balls on that possession that were almost intercepted.
Great pressure up front once again. Tremendous job. And just throwing off balance. And you saw it, the linebackers, they're playing the sticks right there, saying you got to go over top of us if you want to be able to complete a football.
Now, of course, with the incompletion, there's still some time on the clock. Blake Cusick has a strong foot. And, of course, Minnesota muffed the last punt, and that turned into a Fresno State touchdown. Cusick, little run. Oh, little rugby that, oh, my goodness. That kick was almost blocked. That's unbelievable.
I don't know how it was. For a second, I'm like, kick the ball already. This rugby stuff gets me a little nervous sometimes. I mean, I think it went right under his armpit.
2 balls nearly intercepted, a punt almost blocked.
That's not, for those watching, that's not how you run a 1-minute drive to try to win a football game right there. But right now, you got to kneel it. Just kneel it. Go in the OT. You don't want to force the ball down the field. I think they're definitely getting into the formation. You got the momentum on your side, had a heck of a drive, incredible touchdown pass. Go into overtime with the momentum.
Morgan takes a knee. Wonderful night here in Fresno.
Free football. We're going to get some free football at the end.
Highly entertaining game. Great play by Minnesota. Tanner Morgan to Chris Ottman-Bell for the tying touchdown in the last minute of regulation. Overtime in the Valley, Minnesota and Fresno State. Contrast in the head coaches. PJ Fleck is a ball of kinetic energy. Jeff Tedford right now studying his play sheet. Here's your overtime rules. Now, most college football fans are aware of the overtime rules. The new one this year, Aaron Murray,
yep.
If we do get to the fifth overtime.
Yeah, if we go to overtime number 5, so we don't see an LSU Texas A&M game, you'll have to start going for it right away, 2 points.
This was the key play. This is 4th down, under a minute left, and that's a great catch by Chris Autman-Bell for the Minnesota score to tie the game.
I think it's more impressive. Tanner Morgan, the play before, fumbles the football, gathers his composure, says, hey, I messed up, it's 4th and long now, and then goes out there and delivers an absolute dime. So that was impressive for me. Most guys might fold after that, saying, oh man, I just cost my team the game or a chance to score a touchdown to tie this thing up. Not so fast for Tanner Morgan. He goes out there and throws it in the back of the end zone, gives his receiver an opportunity to go get it.
All right, let's go down for the coin toss.
Gentlemen, congratulations on a well-played 4 quarters. Now we will have overtime. The winner of the toss will choose team, offense, defense, or which end of the field. Both teams will have 1 timeout within the overtime period. Same coin that we started the game with. The Mountain West logo shall be heads. The 150 is tails. Tails. Heads. It's your toss to call. What do you choose? He is called tails. Tails is a call. And it's tails, Minnesota. You won the toss. You go on defense first. Which end of the field would you like to play? You're going to be on offense going this way.
Yes.
All right, so Minnesota on defense first. Let's go down to the field and John Schriffen. John?
Well, a huge loss for Fresno State on that last offensive series. The right guard, Curio Woodley, went down. They looked at his right knee, examined it, took the knee brace off of his right knee, and they determined that they are going to shut him down. He has an ice bag on it, and his night is done, guys.
All right, thank you, John. Okay, Aaron Murray, from what you've seen with 4 quarters, what do you expect here in this first overtime period?
I thought both offenses came to life a little bit there in the 4th quarter. Running the football, allowing their quarterbacks to be creative in the pocket, moving around. It's taking care of the football. It's what we've preached from the beginning of this football game. Take care of the football. You're in field goal range. You want to at least get 3 points on the board right now. And then for Jorge Reyna, it's going to be interesting to see, does he use his legs? We haven't seen much of that throughout this ball game. Is this the time where we start seeing the electricity that we saw versus USC last weekend?
And remember, against USC, in a spot almost right now where they are on the field, he threw that interception that ended the comeback attempt in the final seconds. First play overtime, Fresno State. Reyna, quick pop there, caught. That's Chris Coleman, and he's to the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Jordan Howden, the stop for Minnesota. And here's where you go deep into your red zone playbook, both offensively and defensively.
And based on what we've seen from week 1 to now, you'd feel more comfortable. Obviously, Minnesota's done a tremendous job in the red zone. Fresno, a couple of takeaways last week, needed to do a better job.
Rivers sidesteps one. The second one is Thomas Barber, and he doesn't let him get by. Barber makes the stop, and this is going to be 3rd down and about 3. Jeff Tedford, very good against the Big Ten in his career.
Don't forget about Jared Rice here. He's been quiet since that touchdown catch.
Rivers in the backfield. Reyna finds his man, caught, 1st down. It's Cam Sutton, the 3rd tight end at the 10-yard line.
It's a great route right there. A little 5-yard out. Does a little drifting. You wanted the guy to come back to the football a little bit, but great accuracy and great poise in there from the quarterback.
Sutton off the field now. A few more wide receivers out there. Ronnie Rivers continues in the backfield. It's 1st and goal. The ball is just inside the 10-yard line. Rivers. Not much going on there. Sam Renner, the stop for Minnesota. You're just joining us. First possession, overtime. Thrilling game here at Fresno State. Minnesota and the Bulldogs. Jeff Tedford trying to get his Bulldogs in the end zone first here in overtime. Second and goal. Reyna has time, fires, jump ball, and Sutton going up for it. It's incomplete. Williamson, who's been in the middle of a lot of things for Minnesota, on the coverage. And that's good coverage.
Yeah, great coverage on the outside. Once again, as a quarterback here, I know you're thinking overtime that the other team has a chance to score a touchdown to win the game, but you can't be greedy in this situation. You still want to be able to put points on the football on the scoreboard. If it's not there, use your legs or check it down. Don't try to force it.
This is the first possession. Minnesota will get a possession, and TJ Fleck jogging down the field. He's hard to miss in that windbreaker. Came jogging down just in time to get the timeout. He was a wide receiver and a good one. Played a couple years in the NFL. The hamstrings are still intact.
They look good there. I was a little shocked right there. They came out in Minnesota and they were showing a cover zero blitz, bringing everyone, putting man-to-man coverage for their DBs and safeties. I was a little shocked. I thought they were going to play more. Hey, we're going to play the end zone here, keep everything in front of us, force them to kick a field goal. Don't give them that one-on-one opportunity to go out there and make a play.
Last non-conference loss for the Gophers a while ago, 2015, against a great team, number 2 TCU. They played them tough. Trevon Boykin was too much. Gophers lost it by 6. After that, they've won 16 straight non-conference games, which is the longest streak in FBS. Third and goal, overtime, first possession, Fresno State. They cannot get a first down here. It is third and goal from the 10. Reyna, pressure, globs it up, and it's deflected and incomplete. Coleman and Keandre Thomas dueling, and Thomas wins that one. There is a flag down, and you saw
Foul in the passer. Defense number 14 blown ahead. Happening to the goal. Down.
on a night of crucial mistakes.
That's another one. I mean, what has it been, like 4 or 5? You get the offense off the field, and then a silly penalty. You see it right there. Hands to the face, you go up to ricochet it, and then you hit the quarterback right in the helmet, and then to boot, you shove him down afterwards. Just asking for a referee to call a penalty.
That is the 7th penalty, and they all seem to be backbreakers tonight. First and goal. Again, first possession overtime. Minnesota will get a possession after this. Reyna's throw. That's Rivers racing for the flag, and he's in. Touchdown, Fresno State. Another flag is down at the 10. No word yet from the official, although they are approaching the Minnesota bench, which would indicate it's against Fresno State. And we'll see how the flag impacts the extra point attempt.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Fresno State. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52, for removing his helmet on the field of play. The half the distance will be enforced on the ensuing series. Will attempt to try.
Whoa! Oh, what a penalty. So they're going to get that penalty on the next series.
Right there. Right there. Takes his helmet off, starts waving his hair in the air like the game's over with. Oh, we said at the beginning, you know, week one's over with. All these mistakes and penalties and turnovers, that's a thing in the past. We're going to be better week two. We've seen a lot of critical mistakes that should have been corrected after last week's ball game.
Well, the roughing the passer put him in a position to score. That personal foul will give Minnesota a better spot for their possession. And the extra point is good. And so Fresno State, with the Rivers touchdown, has a 7-point lead.
And it's a great job right here. Rivers, just a simple swing route. He's going to be one-on-one. Little move, little something, just using his speed to get to the pylon. Great job right there, being Chris Williamson to the outside. Second touchdown. We said at the beginning of the show, his ability to not only run the ball but catch out of the backfield, but then just silly mistakes. You can't take your helmet off during the game. And your quarterback knows. He's like, buddy, put your head. I know you like your hair, but put your helmet back on.
Natani Muti, the junior. Well, here's the result of that penalty. Minnesota gets it at the 12. 1st and 10 instead of the 25. They'll start it from the 12. Tanner Morgan and the Golden Gophers got to get in the end zone to get to the next overtime, and that's Smith who busts through inside the 10 down to the 7. Gain of 5.
4 down territory. Expect some more runs here. Continue to oppose your will against this defensive line.
Smith in the backfield. First overtime. Smith inside the 5, still churning, spinning, and he's right at the 3. He needs to get inside the 3 for the first down. Let's see where they mark it. This is going to be 3rd down and less than a yard. And that'll bring...
Fresno State has to sell out here. You got to put unless you're guarding your receiver, get your butt on the line of scrimmage, and we are selling out for the run right here.
Mohamed Ibrahim, a stronger back, a little more powerful, is in. There's a snap. And Morgan will pull it and score. And Minnesota answers. The penalty put them in great field position, and they take advantage.
The coaching staff said, hey, listen, he doesn't pull it often, but he's smart enough. No, he may pull it once or twice in a ball game, and it's calculated. And this one was perfect. He knew the defense was going to sell out. He saw everyone at the line of scrimmage. He was anticipating it. Great read, and that's a walk-in easy touchdown for Tanner Morgan.
Freshman kicker in a big moment. Snap is good, kick is true. Overtime, we go to the 2nd overtime. Put that helmet on, young man. 35-35, Minnesota and Fresno State. Still in Fresno, PJ Fleck, the head coach at Minnesota, in conference with one of the officials. Now, Minnesota won the toss to start that first overtime. They chose to defend. Roles will be reversed here. Minnesota gets the first possession. Only this time, instead of the 12, Aaron Murray, they'll have to start the possession from the 25.
I always wonder what's the punishment nowadays for all these penalties and turnovers. I mean, when back in the day at Georgia, we'd roll. So you get on the field and you just roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. I mean, there's something, this is crazy. Week 2, and I'm sure he's not happy. I'm sure the other coach on the other side's not happy. Tedford, about what he's seen tonight. Undisciplined stuff that it costs you ball games. It's going to cost you ball games going down later into the season. So it needs to get corrected. But it's been a fun game to watch, though. Back and forth, great offense, some great plays defensively, some big-time players stepping up in big-time moments.
A reminder that Brent Stover and our college football team standing by in New York to give you all the late scores and highlights and go back through the day with the big wins, the upsets, the overtimes. And we've got overtime here, second overtime. Minnesota's possession. Tanner Morgan and Rodney Smith in the backfield. And the officials stop before the snap. We'll try it again.
In the new period, one timeout for each team.
Duly noted, here we go. Morgan has not shown a big arm, but he's been very accurate in the intermediate game. Smith, not much there, maybe a gain of 2.
They're going to keep playing that defense right there versus the formation. You got one-on-one the backside with Bateman or whoever your X receiver is to do that play action pass and hit a skinny post or an out route.
First possession, second overtime. Fresno State gets the ball next. Tanner Morgan is second down and 8. Morgan pulls it, fires it into a crowd, and it's incomplete. Johnson, and this time, Juju Hughes closed and made the play.
That's a great job by Juju Hughes here. Move Johnson into the slot to try to get it matched up one-on-one. Oh, you love for your big-time receiver to make that catch where you come across, but great job by the safety. Contact right after the ball was in his hands. Great job making a break on the football. And same thing here now with Tanner Morgan. Understand you don't have to get the first out. A field goal is fine. Don't try to force the football there if it's not open.
Minnesota's 9 of 14 on third down. They've been great today. Blitz comes. Morgan flushed. Great move, but caught and dropped at the 19. Atkins followed him, and the big defensive lineman ran him down. And now, seemingly, you got to go for 3.
That's Michael Walker right there, the middle linebacker. Untouched right up the middle. Miscommunication with the offensive line. You got to kick the field goal. Now take the points.
Remember this, Minnesota has a field goal kicker who's never attempted a field goal at this level. Did not attempt one last week, has not attempted one tonight. First possession, second overtime, 37 yards for Michael Lance. Snap, kick. Oh, the kid drilled it. How about that? Fayetteville, Georgia, home to Michael Lance. And that's good stuff. The youngster steps up and knocks it through.
Rich, I don't know much about kicking. You know, I got a buddy, some buddies that are kickers, but he looks smooth. He doesn't look like some guys like try to muscle it. It's just nice and easy. Ball comes off his foot nice.
You're saying you got a guy.
I got a guy. I don't know it that well. You know, I prefer to talk about quarterbacks, but if I had to look at kickers, I could tell if some guy's muscle and some guy's smooth, and he's pretty smooth.
Now the math is pretty easy here.
Touchdown, you win.
Touchdown, you win. Defensive stop, Minnesota wins. Turnover, obviously, would end the game, and Minnesota could celebrate. Field goal, and we would go to the third overtime. Ronnie Rivers in the backfields. Jorge Reyna, 24-34, 288, 3 touchdowns and a pick. He'll throw. End zone for the win, and it's intercepted, and Minnesota wins it. Winfield, the Golden Gophers are golden tonight in 2 overtimes. Reyna floated it.
Same thing that happened last week versus USC, floating in the same thing as last year. Winfield with an interception to win this football game last season in this game, gets an interception to win it again tonight.
Oh, goodness. If he catches it in the end zone, it's over. Winfield sweeps in, makes the pick, wins the game, and Minnesota is 2-0 in double overtime. His father, of course, the legendary Ohio State defensive back, played 14 seasons in the NFL, and Reyna is inconsolable right now.
It's a great play design. You got everyone going to the right quarterback. You sneak him out. You see him run up the left hash. And what did coaching staff tell us last week about the USC game? He floated the pass just a little bit too much, and they got the interception for USC. Same thing, floated it just a little bit too much, allowed Winfield to locate the ball, go up there and get it. Same thing as last year. It was a 2-point conversion. They were going for it. Fresno State trick play. Winfield catches a one-hander in the back of the end zone to win the game versus Fresno State. Does it once again. Awesome game.
What a win for Minnesota. Let's go down to John Schriffen. He's got the hero of the game, Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield with the play of the game. Tell me from your perspective, what did you see? How did you make that interception?
At first, I was in a cloud coverage, a cover 2, and I seen the quarterback peek to 1, and I seen 1 screaming down the field. So I did a speed turn, turned around, found the ball, and just caught the ball, made the play.
It is eerily similar to the way Fresno State lost last week. Did you watch that play? What did you learn from the way they lost last week?
Last week, they kind of, it was similar, but all I did was laid it all out on the field for my boys. That's all I did.
A lot of mistakes tonight, but you guys found a way to win. How did you overcome all those mistakes?
We knew as long as we stuck together, we could pull it through. And we just have awesome leadership on our team. We were telling ourselves the entire time that we can win this game, no matter what the score was. We knew we could win it as long as we pulled through together.
You pulled out a thriller. It was a fun one to watch. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, nice work tonight, John, down on the field. Mr. Murray, way to go. What a night here in Fresno. Minnesota in 2 overtimes. Antoine Winfield saves the night. For Aaron Murray, John Schriffen, our entire CBS Sports crew, I'm Rich Waltz. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. So long from Fresno, back to New York, inside college football. Brent Stover, take it away.
Bye.